What is up, A team? Welcome back. Awesome here. Hope everyone's having an awesome day or night. Yes, I've been conflicted on what I should be doing, whether I go live, whether I stay for the FOMC, whatever it might be. And hey, man, if they want to flag the channel, we're just going to go for it. So I appreciate everyone being here. A little bit late, about 7 minutes. Technically, I was going to go on at 11, but we're here right now. Let's just keep it rolling, dude. So I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. This is definitely a pre-market dump. You guys know this. I mean, we've been here long enough. Anytime we have an FOMC meeting, anytime that we have Jerome Powell speaking, the markets continually go down. We knew this going into last night. We knew that it was going to happen. Like, I'm not even sweating this, but we know that the bounce back is going to happen. The bounce back is coming, and it's already starting to bounce back right now. I just put out a thing saying XRP, actually, I pulled a Fibonacci on this. XRP is actually right in a perfect buy zone. And so hopefully people this morning were actually buying on the red, not buying on the green. And right now we're back in the green. HBAR, absolutely killing it right now. A lot of these projects are doing pretty well. But here we are. FOMC meeting always seems to kick off. And obviously there's a little bit of a craziness in the market, but this is a very typical thing. We should already know all this. But what's up, everyone? Welcome. We got everyone over here on TikTok, about 120 people on TikTok. We got roughly, I don't know, people joining up right now. Got about like 200 and some odd people here in the live stream for this morning. What is up, everyone? Let's get the charts up and going here. As you guys can see, I have nothing pulled up. That is awesome. Let's share the screen. We'll share the screen here. I thought I had it pulled up. There you go. So you can see we're starting to already bounce back. It's looking pretty damn good over here in the last hour, right? We're going to prepare for this. Jerome Powell speaks at 11:30 usually. That's typically right around the time that he speaks. We are anticipating a massive rate cut. Well, I mean, I'd say massive for the most part. 25 basis points, pretty good. Some people are predicting that it could be a 50 basis point, but I think that might be too much. Wait, how awesome are you? Appreciate you, T-Bird. Thank you very much. So we get closed at the 238. We got a little too close to 238. Yeah, we dropped down to the, I saw, what was it? I think when I woke up, it was 242. So it was like, man, yeah, we definitely came down. But, you know, the whole crypto market's down right now, making a comeback. This is the time where people are going to be putting in some bets against the market. Obviously, people are going to be putting some longs in. As you guys can see, Bitcoin dropped down to, I don't know, roughly 102 something last night. And it's already bouncing back right now. You can see the longs have taken over the shorts. And that's what you want to see. So, you know, here we are. But yeah, let's say what's up to everyone in the chat here. Big Watch Dude, what's up, buddy? We got Joe, we got Jeff, we got Focus Insight, Backflip, Jamie, Hamburger Helper. Who else do we got in the house here? We got a lot of people in the house here early on, dude. Appreciate everyone joining up. Like I said, I was a little Seiko Hunts in the house. I was a little conflicted on whether I was going to come on live or not. I was going to wait, like I said, maybe wait till the meeting. But you know, it is what it is. So we're going to actually live stream the FOMC hearing. We're going to see Jerome Powell speak, and we'll be live for the rate cuts. That usually comes out in about an hour. So usually about 30 minutes before 30 minutes before he speaks, we're going to hear the rate cuts. As you guys can see right here, I might be inclined to say no cut. So some people are thinking that there could potentially be no cuts, which actually would completely, I think that would actually hurt the markets, but to each our own on that. A lot of people are thinking that we're going to get a 25 basis points. Again, we want the rate cuts. I think a lot of us here, you know, rate cuts help out the economy significantly. People who are buying cars, buying houses, whatever it might be, taking out loans. I mean, banks want the rate cuts because that allows consumers to then purchase more. And that's kind of what the economy needs, especially when we've been having such high inflation. Do you think with all the institutional investments and pro-crypto government, will the next 4 years? I think, yeah, it very well could. I've already said that I think we're on a super cycle. We have a potential for a super cycle here. Like I said, the people who I follow closely with, and like my father, like I told you guys, my father works. He's a professor, teaches at you know, pretty good institutions, and he believes, along with his cohorts, believe that we're going to be in for a super cycle coming up here in these next 4 years. But to each our own on that. You know what I mean? Some people believe it, some people don't. Some people are anticipating that we're going to have a market crash or a downturn in the market, which will reach the top of the market probably around August of 2025, and maybe even September 2025, and then have a typical dip. But some people think that we'll have a continuous growth and continuous investments here in the United States, which will continue to thrive and grow the economy. So we could be in for a super cycle. It's really up to sort of see what happens here, how the 2025 kicks off. We got obviously a new administration coming in here. We got basically new policies are going to be handed. One thing I will say, history has always shown that when the next administration owns basically like in Congress, when they have the House and the Senate, when they own both of them, that's actually not very bullish for investors. People don't like it when someone is, or when the president has they have the House, the Senate, and the executive branch, so they own all three of those. That's typically bearish. But I think we're in a different time. I mean, this was not only just a popular vote. I mean, it was a mandate by the people. This could be an interesting year. I don't know if this could probably be the most interesting year of my lifetime, just because of everything that's happened over the last 4 years, where we're at right now. And so this is just this next year is going to be insane. I don't know what to expect. I don't think any of us know what to expect. I just know that it's setting us up really good for crypto, and most of my investments are in crypto. Yes, I do have some investments in the stock market. Some of those, some of those investments, the stock market usually doesn't react very well when a president has both Congress and the Senate. So we'll see what happens here. This could be a different year. So I'm kind of excited to see where it happens. Regardless of what happens, we're winning, and that's all that matters to me. So it will be interesting to see right here. It says right here, the Fed's inflation gauge ticked higher in November to 2.5 to 2.9 on the core readings that excluded food and energy. We obviously knew that was going to happen here. It says a chance of a hawkish cut, and the Fed follows up on the cut. It will mark a full percentage point looped off the federal funds rate since September. It says another tool is used in the guidance of this. It says Powell can use his news conference to provide further clues as to what the next steps will be, which again, he will. He'll say, we're going to come in for a soft landing. Make sure he says good afternoon. We want to make sure he says good afternoon. So hopefully you guys went in and put your bets in Polymarket on him saying good afternoon. A 98% chance that he'll say that. Last time he did not say good afternoon, the Dow dropped over 800 points. Just a little fun fact if anyone wanted to know that. So we are hoping that he says good afternoon when he opens up his press conference today. So we're going to be watching for that. First thing we watch for, good afternoon. If he says anything else, you better start putting some shorts in. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Well, we'll all know when you strike it rich, we won't see you ever again. Jeffrey, no, I'll be here, man. Like I said, this is I actually enjoy being on. I actually enjoy kicking it and talking. I don't think I'm ever going to leave doing this. I think this is fun. What time's press conference? Press conference is going to be around 11:30 Pacific Standard Time. He usually comes on. We'll watch it on Bloomberg because Bloomberg's the only channel out there that will not flag your channel. Unfortunately, Bloomberg puts in way too many freaking commercials, and they'll actually put a commercial in right in the middle of him speaking. Everyone that's been on the channel knows this, so hopefully they don't flag the channel and take it down. So we'll see what happens. Mainstream media is a little bit wonky out there, that's for sure. So move this camera over just a little bit. There we go. Leaning forward on the Bugatti for sure. Okay. Doing this for fun as hell when your pockets are fat. Hey man, yeah, when you just want to show up and just hang out, yeah, let's do it, dude. Hopefully you guys are putting in for that Mega Millions. You guys got a Powerball coming up too. There's other ways to make some money. Good afternoon. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, take some profits. Yeah, the markets are looking good. So let's take a look here. I have HBAR. Look at this. We're already on a bounce back. I pulled the Fibonacci just for fun. I actually pulled it from a new level right here. You guys could see I zoomed in, pulled it from a new level because I wanted to sort of see where the buy zones were. And again, this is right there in the buy zones, guys. I mean, to a freaking T. I'm not even gonna lie. This is if you wanted to know a buy zone, this is the buy zone. Everyone's looking at the same chart. Everyone's going through it. Hit down into the golden pocket right here, right between the 0.65 and the 618, just like we've talked about multiple times on the channel right here. So what does that say? Well, that says it's a buy. And you can see right now that people were buying this down here right when it dipped through, went through the golden pocket zone, dipped all the way down to 242 on the 4 hour. You can even see on the 1 hour, look at this. It came right back through this. This is a perfect example of what we talk about with these Fibonacci's, right? Everyone's pulling a Fibonacci on these things. When it comes down to the dip, we go to the height, we're seeing where it comes down. It falls right back into the golden pocket, and look, it gets eaten right back up. Right back at the 0.65 to the 618. I mean, this is like clockwork, guys. If, like I said, I think I literally wrote in my thing, it's time to buy. It's the golden pocket. So, hopefully some people came in here, if they're going to do so many swing trades and things like that, that they actually came in and bought this up and make a little profit off it. It's up about roughly, oh, I clicked on the wrong side. It's up roughly, if you bought in on the golden pocket zone, probably roughly, yeah, you're about 2% right now. But I mean, hey, dude, if you're putting some longs in on this, you're sitting pretty right now, almost 3% from the dip earlier this morning. So yeah, guys, I mean, if you're looking for a day trade, this is a good little, that was a good little flip right there. If you got in right around this zone. So I guess what's the anticipation of the market? Usually the market performs well. They're saying that the stock market's going to actually perform negatively to the rate cuts. But if they're actually performing negatively to the rate cut, that means typically that the crypto market's actually going to perform well. That's usually the history of it. And we're seeing that XRP is ripping right now. I mean, it's going up to 49. I mean, since I got on stream, this has gone up almost 2 cents, and literally since I just hopped on, I think we're hovering right around the 47.93 when I jumped on, and now we're up to 48, going into 49, dude. So yeah, looking really good. This is across the board. HBAR is looking really good today as well. Look at this, guys. HBAR is bouncing back nicely. Yet last night it hit up here into the 31 marker. I hope we get back up to the 31s, but again, I think we're going to have some positive news coming up here. Almost 7% up on the day, so that's really, really good. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Hey, Selmo, thanks so much for the 20 gifted memberships. Appreciate you guys a ton, dude. The A team strong, honestly, the strongest community in crypto right now, and I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. If Selmo gifted you guys a membership, please say thank you to Selmo. Selmo always holding it down, and yeah, thank you very, very much, Selmo. Another and everyone that just got added, the 20 new members, welcome to the A team. When will XRP be added to futures on Coinbase? Dude, I've been waiting for that Fox 3 for a while, dude. I've been waiting for them to add it. They got XLM, they got a lot of other things, but I'm waiting for that to happen. Because that's probably where I'd start trading some futures if XRP got in there. Because right now we could read XRP like a book, dude. XRP is actually a pretty easy chart to read. I think we've been pretty successful with our buys. You can see right here on the 1 hour that we're starting to pass over, trying to get back up into the 13, almost to the 20. The 4 hours coming down a little bit. Hopefully this actually takes a nice little reverse and we bounce back up like what we saw over here on December 1st. The 12 hours still looking pretty good. It's coming down slightly off this big sell. So hopefully we take a reverse course here. Last time we had a reverse midway through was probably back in, well, it had to have been back in October. So yeah, it'll be interesting to sort of see where this goes for the 12 hour. And the day chart's still looking pretty good. Starting to build its way back up, which is good. We want the day chart to continue to be in the positive here. It's up to 25. So it's just reached the 20s. So yeah, I mean, overall, this is looking good for today. We'll see how the day plays out. You know, hopefully nothing said. I don't know what Jerome Powell is going to say. I have no idea what he's going to say. Hopefully he doesn't say anything crazy to make the markets completely get shocked and move in a way we don't want it to. Hopefully he's just coming back. Are we coming back? It's going to be interesting to see if we come back. I don't know. We're going to see what Jerome Powell says. Usually he'll say something that could shock the market. Maybe they don't do a rate cut. That could hurt the market. Maybe they do too much of a rate cut. That could hurt the market. There's a lot of things here. The market's finicky anytime Jerome Powell speaks. And if he says anything that's a little hawkish, we're going to see the market take. So you can't predict it. You can only, look at your indicators and say, hey, is this a good point? Right now, indicators are saying, yeah, it's not a bad, it's not a bad. You should have, like I said, we should be buying on the red, not on the green. So it's already in the green. People are now obviously seeing green, so they're buying in. They feel positive psychologically. Try to reverse that. You want to be looking at it when it's in the red, looking at your indicators when it's in the red to then buy you want to be able to buy on the red so that when it's in the green, you're already in profit. So that's again something through the times you'll figure it out. Through time of being here, you'll figure it out. Christopher, thanks so much for becoming a member of the A team. You're officially now a member of the channel. I appreciate it. Oh, no, dude, you gifted 10. I read that totally wrong, dude. Holy crap. Dude, Christopher, thank you so much for gifting 10. I was like, dude, what the heck? I totally read that totally wrong, man. Thank you so much. And if Christopher actually gifted you 10 memberships, if you're one of those, please say thank you to Christopher. Appreciate the memberships here. You guys are continually building this channel up like none other. I mean, Yeah, I'm completely blown away. I was just talking about this morning on how much support this channel has, and it means so much to me that the A team is just continually growing every day. So thank you so much, Christopher, for the donation, and welcome new members to the A team. Thank you. We got William in the house here. William, welcome. You are now officially a member of the A team. Appreciate you joining the channel, dude. And yeah, appreciate you being here. Austin, quick question. Thank you so much, Jorge, for the $5 donation. Have a ODT. Oh, you have a over-the-counter call for SPY at 608.36 is going to be a hold with Powell speaking. I have 1K in there. I am scared. I guess we're gonna wait this out, Jorge. We'll be live. We'll be live. We'll see it. We'll see what plays out. Okay, so you have it at the 608 average, 0.36. Are you is this for which one? This is for I don't know what this one's at. Is this I don't know if I know what that is, what the ODTE is. But yeah, appreciate the donation to the channel. I really love the channel. Oh, Angel, appreciate that. Thank you very much. And yeah, thanks so much for the donation. We got Rob got it in the house. What's up, Rob? Good to see Rob. ODTT is today. Oh, ODTE is today. Oh, okay. I know. What are we hoping Flair gets to money wise? Good question. You know, I think I'm riding it out. Like I said, I mean, it's been a little up and down right now, but I'm kind of riding it out right now. Um, yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see where it plays out. But I'm going back to this XRP right now. XRP is playing out exactly how we thought it was going to. At least I think it's playing out pretty well. It's obviously back above the point, the 618 level. Looking at this right now, again, we had our retracement. It retraced back down. Now we're going to try to find where we found it. Obviously, hit this golden pocket. Well, it could hover around. Like I said, I'm hoping that we stay above the 250 mark, get back up above there. So that's gonna be good. Waiting for crypto to come back around Christmas and jumping back in. Yeah, I showed this yesterday on the stream. We do have what they call a Christmas rally. Every 4 years, we have a pretty good Christmas rally. Seems like the years of the halving, we have a Christmas rally. So 2016, we had one. 2020, we had one. And here we're expecting one in 2024, which is what my video last night was about. I did go live streaming saying that we're going to have a rally. So people are anticipating that we're going to have a Bitcoin rally, basically from Christmas and going into 2025. I don't know how else to say it without, just being honest. I mean, there's so much going for crypto in 2025. I don't think people really know what to do, right? I think it's so obvious that crypto is gonna do well that people are scared that it's not going to. And I always say that scared money is not going to make money in this space. I mean, we have golden opportunities right now. People that are coming into crypto are obviously entering at really, really good positions. I mean, if you were buying crypto back on November 5th, you bought it at the perfect time. Like you got super lucky buying it at that time, because we probably won't see those levels. A lot of us probably won't see those levels again ever, because again, you don't usually fall back down. At least when it comes to like XRP. XRP, I mean, obviously was suppressed for so long, but like we're talking, I mean, we're sitting there roughly what 45,000, 50,000 for Bitcoin before November 5th, right? What was it? I mean, let's go back to November 5th. I mean, this thing was nuts, right? Let's go back to the day chart here. November 5th, we were sitting about roughly right there, right before November 5th, we're sitting at 67. Sorry, so we're sitting at 67,000. So, I mean, this thing has gone on an absolute tear. I don't know. We might see that come back down. I think we're going to come back down and we're going to see maybe 67. We could see 67 again in the next bear, right? That's roughly where the top of this was. 68,000 was where the last bull run was. So typically we fall back down to lows of 68,000. But again, that you never know. If we're in a super cycle, we might not actually touch back down on that level for quite some time, or maybe never again. If we continue with a super cycle, which will be a building for another 4 years on top of the two years that we built out of this hole that we were in, way back over here, right? We started this hole hit down at the bottom around December of 2022. We hit a low right here after the fallout, and then we built back up back here at 17,000. 17,000 is where we're dipping down here. 17, almost 16,000, and then we've come up here. If you're on a super cycle, we're not going to come back down to this level for quite some time. That's a 2-year window right here. If we're in a super cycle, we'll continue to grow up out of this, right? We're talking, 20, shoot, we're talking 2027 maybe before we see a dip in the market if we have on a super cycle. Again, that's pie in the sky. I can't get. I'm not guaranteeing the super cycle is going to happen here, but if we have another 3-4 years of growth in the economy, then yeah, super cycle we will not see these levels anytime soon. Anytime soon. When you dirty white people come, I told them not to buy. Let them sell until they go hamba. I feel like I should go to sleep and wake up when Trump's in office on March 1st, watching charts every day, stressing me out. Yeah, don't watch the charts every day, dude. You don't have to day. A lot of people aren't here for day trading, right? And a lot of people are here just to hold and sort of see where their investment goes. And I highly do the hamburger man, hamburglar. Do not stress out, man. Honestly, like things are looking good. We're in a bull market right now. Like, do not stress out. The only people that should be stressing out are people who day trade, right? Who like that adrenaline, who day trade, who swing trade, who kind of gamble the markets. Those are the people that should stress out because those are the ones that are playing the ups and the downs every day. If you are here to just accumulate a bag, add to your bag, buy it, do not stress about it. Do not stress. So I just want to say that, dude. We've all been there, and if you're new to it, dude, just set the bag aside and just let it do its thing. That's the best advice I can give. Jeff, thanks so much for the $5, dude. Help please. How to put money on Coinbase, Robinhood faster? It takes me 5+ days for. Let me reset. Yeah. Thanks for channel. So yeah, you're obviously probably new to Coinbase. So unfortunately, some of these exchanges, some of these exchanges take time. So what you could do is you could go and you can open up like a crypto.com. They allow you to put some money on there pretty quickly. Coinbase is one of them too. So I have crypto.com. I use Coinbase. I do have Robinhood, but I haven't put money on there. So yeah, it's unfortunate because it's one thing that's kind of sucks about these exchanges is that they want people on there to build their portfolio to make sure they're like trustworthy in some way. So I don't blame them, but I get what you're saying, dude. You can't put money on there fast enough. Yeah, I would agree. It's kind of tough, dude. But yeah, thanks so much for the $5. Hopefully, yeah, go look at another exchange. Some of these other exchanges are pretty good too, like crypto.com. No more TikTok. I don't know, man. I guess the CEO of TikTok met with Trump, so we'll see how that works out. Robinhood and Coinbase customer service is absolute buns. Yeah, it's pretty tough, dude. Adam, thanks so much for the $5. A super cycle that took us into the next halving in April 2020 would be, oh, dude. Thanks so much for the $5, Adam. Yes, Adam, that would be wild. If we actually got into 2028 for the next halving and we were in a super cycle where we continued to have economic growth, because again, a super cycle would mean that we continually have economic growth. You got to think, we've had the worst interest rates since the 1980s. I mean, we haven't been this crappy from an interest rate standpoint since the 1980s. So now imagine it's probably going to take 2 years for us to get our interest rates back down to the 2%, 3%. I mean, that's already been out there. So it's probably going to take another 2 years, but we can still battle the interest rates while we have an economic boom. And if you're bringing more people here to America to build and things like that, we could have a massive economic boom. And so what does that mean? That means that we're going to continually build the economy for the next, anywhere from 2 to 4 years. So we're already anticipating that we're going to start having a decline in the economy here in August of 2025. That is a given. I mean, people are already baked that in there. People are saying, hey, we're always on a 4-year cycle. And right now we know that going into 2026, we're going to be on a downward trend. That's the 4-year cycle, right? So started in 2022, we start to climb out. That's the accumulate. We come out of the end of the bull, the end of the bull into the bear, through the accumulation phase, we hit our peak, and then we come back down and we hit the bottom again. So we start to sell in 2025, and by 2026, we're probably at the bottom of the barrel again, where we start to accumulate again and build out of that to the next bull. Well, if you continually have economic success, we're not going to actually have this massive drop like we had before. We might have some, but it won't be as drastic as years past. So it's kind of crazy when you think about it, but I mean, to each our own. That's really comes down to Robinhood didn't let me invest instantly, I believe, because my account linked and oh, that's crazy. They don't let you do that. Yeah, Robinhood's finicky, man. Robinhood's a little finicky out there. Let's say I bought XRP at $2 now and it's $2.46. If I add money, will I get the $2 price? No, you won't. You'll get the $2.46 price, or the what is the price now? $2.50 price. So we're back up to we're almost back up to the 250 mark on this on XRP right now. So this is nice to see. Like I said, I think we're going to continually build the level here at the 250 marker. Like I said, I built a new Fibonacci here just because I wanted to see what the retracement was going to be, and it fell right exactly where we thought it was going to. Yeah, I pulled this Fibonacci last night after stream, and it hit right in there, dude. Like I said, well, I was hoping that we stay right around this 250 mark. So if we build anywhere from 248 to 252, this would be good to build on this line right here, this 250 line, and continue. And that builds us our next level. Because as you guys know, the other level that we had down here was right around the 240 mark. So, you know, nice little 10 cents boost before the next run. I take it Jerome Powell hasn't gone on. No, we'll hear. The news will get released at 11 o'clock. We'll probably hear the Fed's releasing their stuff here right around 11 o'clock. I think is when they actually release the Fed rate. So we'll probably have something coming up here right around 11 o'clock. You'll get a little ticker up here. They'll say, "Oh, the Feds are, you know, just their rate. They're going to cut rates by 25 basis points or whatever it is." And then around 11:30, the Feds will go down and they will speak. And so you'll hear Jerome Powell speak. Feds expect to cut rates, but traders await policy outlook. So that's what we're waiting for, the policy outlook on this. We are all anticipating that we're going to cut rates, but then people want to hear the messaging for 2025. Like, what's the long term? What are we looking at long term? Do we have an anticipation of when we're going to, you know, come back down? So there's just a lot of that. I was trying to take profits yesterday, but ended up holding. Oh, Johnny Mac, dude, that's awesome. Where did you? What were you holding on to? Are you talking about XRP? I think XRP will consolidate at 250 range before the boom. Yeah, I think a lot of us are feeling that way, Adam. I think you're right on. I think a lot of us are feeling that same way. Well, it's not going to like directly impact Yang. It says, can you do a bit of explaining by the 25 basis points? So it's not going to have any direct impact on XRP. It just has a direct impact on the market. So as you guys can see right here, it says it's basically based off a loan. So it says markets are pricing in that there will be an interest rate cut. And it says Wednesday, bring in the target range from 4.25% to 4.5. Like that's the range that we want, right? So it's a 0.25% basis point drop. It says the focal point for investors is around the economic outlook and the path forward. So again, this is all about reducing interest rates. As you guys know, this was up to 8% a year ago, and we've almost cut it in half now. So it's actually kind of good that we're back down. And this is about interest rates on loans, interest rates on cars, and everything that we have out there. You're trying to bring down the average interest rate, down, so that people can actually go afford more houses. So like things like that. You want money to come into the economy, and when interest rates are too high, that means people are not spending. Credit cards can come down. You got house, like interest rates for housing, interest rates for cars, all that kind of stuff. You want people to put money into the economy, which then brings up the economy. But if interest rates are too high, people aren't going to spend it, because you're not going to go, oh, well, I really want this house over here, but I'm going to go lock in at 8%. That's insane, dude. That means that your house payment, if you're buying like a $300,000 house, you're literally paying almost quadruple what the person paid for back in 2020, right? I locked in sub 2 on my house back in 2021. I got a sub 2 interest rate. So if someone wants to buy my same house at this time, they're paying 4 times the amount of what I paid when it was back at 8%, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, that's 4. So they're paying 4 times the amount of what I would have paid with my 2%. So again, it's just, I mean, like, it's literally stealing from you. Interest rates are horrible when you're buying houses, like when you're buying mortgages or cars and things like that. It's just, it just robs you. So you want the lowest interest rate, but when they're already up, you can't escape the interest rates. It's impossible. Bought my house at 3.75. Yeah, that's a good rate. And a year and a half ago, Alex, right? That was up to someone that bought your same house would have locked in at a 7.5%, 8% rate, depending on where they were at. Yeah, I bought my interest rate down. It was in 2021. We built the house, and yeah, that's where I locked in. I bought basis points back. We sold our house, and I put everything down on the house. On my literally, I think we put it's like the largest down payment I ever put on a house, And yeah, I bought back some basis points on that. So I bought some points on the house. So by having such a large down payment. Yeah, and you can buy interest points. Yeah, this is an American rate. Oh, you bought basis points back. That makes more sense. Yeah. Yeah, we put I think I put roughly yeah, we paid half of our. So what happened I'll give you guys just a quick story. So our house in 2019, our house burned down. And it was crazy, dude. Like, I do not recommend it on like my worst enemy that the house burned down. That whole process was horrible. And so then we ended up, we rented, went through the whole process. And in that time, I was like, you know what, dude, like, I don't want to move back in the house. Like, I already had like PTSD from the house anyways. Like, I don't want to move back in there. So we ended up selling the house, and we bought that house back on a foreclosure back in 2015. And like, we got steals, like we got the best deal ever in 2015 on the house. So then, that house was like I almost paid that house off. And so when we sold the house, we rebuilt the entire house and we sold it at the top of the market, dude. I mean, and sold it for like 4 times what we actually owed on the house. It was just like a perfect storm. But the going through the whole fire thing was miserable, dude. Absolutely miserable. So I was like, okay, I guess, selling the house for that price gives me back all the stress and all the years that it took away from me. And so it was just horrible. But I just ended up rolling that whole thing over into the new house. And yeah, it was the best decision ever, because now, like I said, I mean, it just, looking back, I wasn't expecting it to, obviously, with interest rates and things like that. I was just like, yeah, dude, we'll just buy the interest point. Let's just put the money in there. Let's just get it down lower. We're just going to roll the money over. Let's just do it. So that's what we did. And I mean, it just worked out perfectly. Like, I got super lucky. And I look back at it and I'm like, you know what, dude, that's a good decision. that was a good decision. So now, I mean, there is a part of me that goes, man, I wish I would have taken some of that money and just rolled it into Bitcoin. But don't get me wrong, I thought about that, but it didn't happen. So I was like, and thankfully I didn't, because that 2021 Bitcoin was like 40, 50, 60, it was right up there. And if I would have rolled it over into there, I would have been sitting on a low for years. You know what I mean? So it kind of just played out like the way it did. Ultimate fire insurance, the external, dude, the insurance process was so bad, dude. So bad. Oh my gosh, dude. It was so crazy. Are not overpriced, $1 buck. Yeah, some are. I bought a townhouse in 2018, sold it for close to 50% price. Dude, yeah, that's tip tap key. That's exactly kind of what happened, Let's see here. I would concentrate on blue chip tokens. Yeah. Until you're more yeah, definitely just, focus on some blue chips, get your feet wet and go from there. So yeah, we're gonna have a pretty good, I think we're gonna have a good anticipation here for this. Again, we want Jerome Powell to say good afternoon, because last time he did not say good afternoon, the Dow dropped over 800 points in that day. So let's make sure that he comes out and says good afternoon. I can't believe that's actually a bet on the market right now. If you guys don't know, Polymarket actually put out a bet if he was actually going to say that or not. And that is actually real. That is a true bet. There's people betting against him saying good afternoon. And like I said, last time he didn't say good afternoon to start off his conference, the Dow tanked 800 points. So let's make sure that he does not do that. All right. So again, something like that could be crazy. Purple and tie. What time is the meeting? It's at 11. We're gonna have an announcement here. This announcement's gonna come here right around 11 o'clock. That's when we get the Fed. They'll actually say this is what they're going to agree to. But the whole reason we watch these FOMC meetings, if you're new to crypto or new to like just watching this stuff, the whole reason we come and watch these is because we want to see what the messaging is for going into the next year, going into the next quarter. And a lot of what he says is going to influence a lot of what goes into the market today. If he says some really positive things, we're going to probably have we could probably have some God candles coming in. If he says something slightly negative, I mean, we could probably have a red day. We could have a bloodbath. But it's weird how the markets work like that. But everyone's looking at the same thing, trying to get that extra buck. So how do you feel about HBAR? Dude, HBAR is looking really good right now. Again, HBAR is up about 5%. It fell back below the 30 marker, but yeah, still overall looking pretty good. So hopefully we can pull back out of this. Green candlestick tie. Yeah. That'd be awesome when he comes out with a green tie on. Yeah, drop 50%, so the market can't drop more than 5%. I would agree. I don't think that we're, I mean, we're talking, I mean, just over this last dip, I mean, usually we'll see like a 10 to 20% decrease. I mean, just even last night, right? We dropped down roughly, I mean, look at that, dude. That's a 10% decrease from hitting the highs with XRP down here. And so, yeah, we had a pretty good sell-off yesterday with XRP. We can even look at, we haven't even got out of our channel yet for Bitcoin right now. But I mean, let's just take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin dropped pretty good yesterday, right? Dropped down almost 5% already. Dude, that's such, for 5% drop in Bitcoin, that's a big drop in Bitcoin. So I mean, this is you're gonna have people putting longs in right now. Let's actually take a look at the ledger right here, or the log. Let me send it to Coinbase real quick. I want to see what the derivatives look like here. Yeah, dude, you got some pretty good, but you got some pretty good ones coming in here right now. Yeah, the order books are looking it's definitely mixed on the order book right now. Yeah, that's interesting. What's up, Burrito? Austin, look into fair value gaps. It changed the way of trading. Yeah, so I was sort of talking about that a little bit yesterday. What F Joe's saying here, the fair value gap. So what I was talking about yesterday, with fair value gaps, is basically anytime you have a gap in the market. So you have big time runs. You're gonna have, well, actually, let's do it with Bitcoin. Bitcoin's actually probably a good one. So you try to find fairway gaps. So you try to find where there's gaps in the market, like right here, right? So this is a good one where this thing went on an absolute tear, right? So you try to find in between the market trends of where this is going to buy to be able to buy the next run. So you do know this is going to come back down. So at some point, it's going to fill this gap. That's a fairway gap, right? So anytime you have a crazy run, you're going to come down and usually split about half of where so this gap right here, where this big candle was, that's going to get filled to some point. This gap, because that left a massive gap in the market, and we need to fill that gap. And so this is where F Joe's saying there's a fair value gap here, is where you try to find these gaps in the market. So we do know this is going to come back down halfway through. This is a really, really good trigger for a buying opportunity for the next run. So then what happens, right? You have this crazy run again, and you try to find where the fair value gap could be. And so we, again, kind of split it in half of where the gap could be. And you could say that in this, doesn't really have there's not really a clear model here. I mean, you could say that there was probably a gap. It's probably easier on the day chart or the 12-hour chart to look at it versus the 4-hour chart. But yeah, you could see like another fair value gap is that you can see where we went on a tear. And so you're going to come fill this gap in, right? And it's already started to, right? It came about halfway down, and now you're going to fill this gap on a bull run. So you could look at it on XRP. XRP does the same stuff. Right here, you had this crazy gap that came up here. It needs to fill this gap. So it comes about halfway back down. And then this is your buy area, which again, we waited for this area to come. So you could do this on a long-term. You could look at this from a long-term standpoint. You could look at this from a short-term standpoint, whatever you want. But just realize that anytime you have a massive run in the market, it usually needs to fill that gap of that run. So this comes back down about halfway, which is what we're seeing right here. It fills this gap right here. And then that's where we're trading at. So we'll have another run on the market. It'll come back halfway back down to fill the gap, and then we'll do another run. And it does it the opposite way too. You can do it also for shorting. You could have a massive, crazy downturn in the market, and it will actually fill back up for the gap. So hopefully I explained that right, but that's what F Joe was saying. So yeah, you're right. That could actually change your behavior. And there's a lot of videos out there on YouTube if you want to look into like exactly how to look at fairway gaps and all that, or fair value gaps, like you could do that. So, but how many fair value gaps are there? Doesn't have to do anything. Yeah, you have to find the fair. Not every upturn is going to have a fair value gap, right? You have to seek them out. I mean, this is a good fair value gap, right? This thing went on a crazy run right here, and then that we have to fill that gap now. Like you can't just keep running. It's not going to just keep going up. It's going to come back down. It's going to fill the void that was left in the market. So then it pulls back down. It's like a magnet. They're like, the fair value gaps are like magnets in the market. And that's, just think of them like that. It's going to come back down and be attracted back to that magnet. And it does it every time. This has been proven across the market. It's not like just someone made up this theory. This theory actually tells you that it's going to come back down to some degree and pull back to the middle of this gap. And that's exactly what happened here. I mean, it went up, let's just say it started right here. It went up about almost 52%. We'll just say 50%, make it easy math. So it went up 50%. And then we dropped back down about 25% in the market, right? We dropped a little lower than that, but I mean, you could see, then we hovered up around the 25%, which is right in here. So there's a good fair value gap right there. You would go, okay, I see the gap now. This is actually good fair value. We're in a bull market. I think this is going to go up. I'm going to put a long in. And you would then, that's where you put your long in the market, and you would hopefully put a long that would extend out for a period of time to allow you to prosper on that trade. So that's just a quick, like I said, just a quick overview of what it would be. And it does help you out if you want to look back, but you have to pull back. You can't be like so zoomed in. You're not going to find a fair value gap if you're like on the 1 hour chart. The 1 hour chart's not going to give you a fair value gap. Unless you're like scalping. And I don't do, that's not my trade style, so I don't even do that. I would like to come out, be on like anywhere from like a 3 to maybe a 2 week trade if I have to. Seiko coming in hot with the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, Seiko. Welcome to the A team, the next 5 people that were gifted. If Seiko gifted you a membership, please say thank you to Seiko. That is awesome. Thank you very much, dude. Simple math, damn. try to do simple math, all right? Not saying that I'm perfect with simple math, but I would much rather talk about the simplest of them. So we're about 10 minutes away. We're about 10 minutes away from the announcement right here. Llama Heather, you missed nothing really. Fair value is where an investor missed a chance at the price, and it gives an opportunity for the investor to buy and sell at the gap price. And that's exactly what it is here. So it comes back down to the middle, and now it gives you an opportunity to buy back in at a fair value price, basically, right? Exactly what F. Joe said here. So hopefully I explained it to F. Joe's liking of what it is, but that's the best way I can maybe do it myself. But yeah, it allows you to buy back in, and that's what it did right here. You missed this opportunity, but it allows you to come back in. There's a magnet that pulls you back down, and it usually comes in about halfway, maybe a little bit below, give or take, and it allows you to re-enter into the market to find the next run, and that's kind of what it is. I have to tip you all. I'm the biggest XRP fan in the world, and I'll do great and see only on-time highs. But one tip for those who want to make quick money, Ricky, that thing is wild, dude. I don't know, man. That thing is wild. I was seeing that. I couldn't believe that it actually did that. So why is XRP down? Well, it's down today, but it's gone up already. We're about almost back up to 250. So the whole market's down across the board. Bitcoin's down to almost $2,000. I think we liquidated almost 3% earlier today. I think we're down to 2.73, but I think this was over a 3% decrease in the market. So we've been in a pretty big downtrend, but this is very typical during the FOMC side. So when Jerome Powell's about to speak, the markets tend to dip. I think we all sort of anticipate that when it comes to Jerome Powell speaking, realize that we're most likely going to have a dip in the market. So that's just a very common thing. So hopefully we see him come up here. Let's see. I'm going to go to, I got to look up. Is that the one I want, or is this the one I want? My liquidation at 1.8 XRP, do you think is somehow safe? 1.8 is pretty far down, dude. 1.8 is a pretty far dip in the market. So yeah, we're gonna watch the FOMC live. Do you use beard oils? I sometimes, yeah, depending on the year is when I do. If I cut it shorter, I don't use as much, but when it does get longer, I will. My OCD is going crazy. Don't know OCD, man. So yeah, let's see here. Yeah, we're looking pretty good right now. I mean, we're gonna see what today brings. I kind of wanted to have some fun earlier today with I was contemplating on doing a little leverage trade with Bitcoin today, but we'll see. I don't know. I kind of chickened out. Beard oil and conditioner twice a day for me. Dang, dude. All right, Trav. All right, Trav. Let's hear. Yeah, I got it. Unlock the powers of moon. Gain 1,000 Gs. Amazing ecosystem awaits for you. Oh no. Yeah, I just yeah, we'll put subscriber mode on to keep out the spam. Unless they want to subscribe. Moon. Let's see here. Together we rise. Yeah. Let's just put the subscriber mode on. What's this? Yeah, we got a lot of that. Sorry, guys. Yeah, we knocked that down right there. There we go. You guys are wild with that. You guys are wild with the spam. Yeah, we're about 7 minutes away here. The Fed's decision. Also, right here, it says XRP price slips. If you guys didn't know, Gary Gensler actually came out and earlier this year he did label RLUSD a security. He said that if they drop their stablecoin, he would list it as a security. So now it kind of rests in the fate of Gary Gensler for the next, I don't know, 20 days, 25 days. And so that kind of sucks. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens here. But I hope that the incoming administration can actually stop this. You know what I mean? I see the spam. Yeah, sorry about that. Oh man, yeah, a lot of people actually, Tila. A lot of people think that MicroStrategies is a Ponzi scheme because they are what they're doing. And someone actually made a comment yesterday on X about Bitcoin and about what it can, what's MicroStrategies strategy. And some people were thinking that all he's doing is he's coming out there and he's saying, hey, there's a good video out there. You guys should go watch this. It's called his name is. Oh, what was his name, dude? I gotta figure out his name now. I'll share the video. I watched a video on it. I'll see if I can find him. His name is crap. Strategy. His name is Andre. His name is Andre. It's called MicroStrategies: The Infinite Money Glitch That's Breaking Wall Street. You guys got to watch this clip. You guys got to watch this video if you want to know anything about. This guy puts out some pretty good content, actually. Here, I'll put it in the chat down below. You guys can watch it. But it talks about MicroStrategy and how they're doing it. It's a very good. If you're invested in MicroStrategies or have anything, and if you want the link, come over to the YouTube side and you'll be able to see it over here. But yeah, just put the link in the chat there. Definitely take a look at it, and you'll be able to sort of see what we're all talking about here. Lifestyle Tube, thanks so much for the $4.99 for my beard, my woman's juice. Oh my gosh, dude. You're so wild. Thank you so much for the $5 donation. Appreciate you a ton. You're wild, man. Yeah, let's try to keep the spam down a little bit. Appreciate you guys being in here, but so we have about 4 minutes. I'm actually kind of excited to sort of see what this forecast is going to be here. So right here, if anyone knows, it says U.S. Supreme Court agrees to hear challenges to TikTok ban. So positive things. Supreme Court did say this. If anyone's in on the TikTok thing, as you guys know, the TikTok owner met with Donald Trump. This actually could be good. I think it'd be cool if they actually brought TikTok over and opened up an IPO. That'd be a great thing to purchase. Another social media company. TikTok's obviously booming over here. If they were to be sold to a company in the United States, that would be a great IPO to invest in. So yeah, think about that. Yeah, Xander, thanks so much for saying that, dude. Appreciate that. Yes, if you see an XRP scam commercial, please report it. It takes 10 seconds. Yeah, let's try to save everyone here because that stuff is wild, man. Let's see. The video feed on TikTok is much sharper than YouTube. Yeah, it is. It is. YouTube, the YouTube one's a little laggy. You come over here to the TikTok side, it's a lot clearer. The video's a lot nicer. So it's kind of crazy how that is, right? I reported about 10 of them. Oh, nice, dude. You reported about 10 of them. How do I you just go down, there's like a little link down below. So like if you wanted to, like this is the video. We're gonna watch Bloomberg, but if you wanted to, you can come right down here and it says report. We move this out of the way. Right down here it says report. So you can click on the report right there. Reports the channel. So all right, we got about 2 minutes. We're gonna see we'll see what this Dow rises ahead of the Fed decision as the index seek to avoid the 10th straight loss. We'll probably see a nice little here if we come out and have a good meeting. It's already starting to turn around in the hour chart for Bitcoin. Bitcoin's looking good. XRP's back up to 250. Yeah, things are going to start turning around here. This is good. HBAR's back above 3.5, almost to that 3.51. Dude, HBAR's killing it right now. Dude, I'm so excited for HBAR. Anyone holding HBAR, we're looking really good. Even the 1 hour chart's looking good. The 12-hour chart's looking good. The day chart is looking good, and the 4-hour chart is going to come back down. But hopefully, we can linger around up here while this continues to climb up. So, yeah, we have about 1 minute now before this gets released out here. We'll keep refreshing. We'll be the first to put it out there. Market's starting to go up. Yeah, market's starting to go up. But that means we'll probably have some good news coming here. We got all those. What's up, digital? Wait, what's going to get released? They're gonna talk about the basis points. So right now we're reduced. They're hoping that we're going to cut rates. So the markets are looking to cut rates down by 25 basis points or 25%, which is really good, right? Or 0.25%, sorry. And that's what we want. We want the rate cuts to come. So usually the announcement happens right at the top of the hour. So 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and then around 11:30, Jerome Powell, who's going to come out and speak, which we'll watch here live on stream here and get everyone's opinion. We'll hear what his statements are, and we'll go from there. So, yeah, we'll see what happens here. We will see what happens here. Hopefully, like I said, it's a good thing. Let's see here. I'm cool. It's at 11:30. Usually they make the announcement about a half hour before the conference starts at 11:30, but I think they usually make the announcement top of the hour, if I'm not mistaken. Gary's gone on January 20th. You think Gary's gone? Yeah. Pool and outdoors close for the winter. I've reported those videos on YouTube. Yeah, we're all reporting the heck out of those things. So hopefully, yeah, we usually get the rate hikes or the just before. Maybe it's going to be 11:30, but I was pretty confident it's 0.25. They'll make the announcement before the meeting. So yeah, Bitcoin's still down. The markets are turning. The Nasdaq's turned a little red over the last couple minutes. We've gone down about 14. Right there, Fed's cut by a quarter point. So what we expected right there it is. Fed's cut by a quarter production indicates fewer reductions ahead. So, that's obviously a good thing here. As you guys can see, this is what we wanted to see right here. So great, good news. I mean, obviously people want this. So yeah, this is a good thing. This is a really good thing right here. So yeah, we're gonna see how the market reacts. So hopefully Fed's cut rates by 25 basis points, which is what we expected. So now we'll see what happens, dude. Now we'll hear what he has to say. It says in the delivery, the 25 basis points cut, the Fed's indicated that it probably would only lower twice more in 2025. So 2 more rate cuts in 2025. Assuming quarter point increments, officials indicated 2 more cuts in 2026 and another in 2027. Over the long term, the committee sees the neutral funds rate at 3%, about 0.1% point higher than the December update. For the second consecutive meeting, one FOMC meeting out of Cleveland, one of the Feds to maintain the previous rate. So, okay. The cut came even through the committee, jacked up its projection for a year, about 2.5%. I said the economic projection saw the committee lower its expected unemployment rate this year to 4.2%. Okay, that's actually pretty good. That's actually a good thing. So let's see how the everything's reacting to it. Yeah, it's looking good. Everything's in moving up now. So I think this is what we expected the markets to do. So we should have a bounce back, right? We have blood in the streets early on. We'll have a nice little bounce back here in the markets. You can already see, I mean, HBAR is coming back up. We got XRP. Everyone's starting to trade pretty heavily right now. This is what we expected. So now we'll wait and see what the coverage is here. We will watch Jerome Powell speak. He'll speak at 11:30. I put it on Bloomberg because Bloomberg usually is pretty good, but they just have commercials like midway through. So let's see. Yeah, Fed lowers right there. Fed says Cleveland Hammock dissented in favor of no rate cut. So only one person wanted no rate cut. Yeah, we've done over 100 basis points since September. That's pretty crazy. Hey, Matthew, thank you so much for becoming a member of the A team. You're officially now a member of the channel. Thank you very, very much. Yeah, this is good stuff right here. Yeah, they'll definitely have a debate. What is the executive order? They're thinking the people. It says Fed to assess data regarding extent, timing of future moves. This is what we want to see right here, and listen to what Jerome Powell says on the future of moves. That will really change what we got right here. We'll see. This is obviously going to impact the market slightly. Here comes the pre. This will become the pre. This comes the pre-meeting bloodbath. Pre-meeting bloodbath on its way. Been here before, haven't we? I wouldn't be staking ETH. Yeah, honestly, a rate cut wasn't needed, but we will take an inflation. It's not. Yeah, it'll probably take Sam. It's probably gonna take another couple years for it to. It's probably gonna take another couple years for us to actually get to where we want. I think that's pretty much on the table. No, I say bloodbath. I'm just saying that usually people will manipulate the market on this kind of stuff and hopefully have a bounce back. That's usually what happens. So you'll see some sell-offs that will happen. I mean, you can see the market's already starting to come down slightly from this. The markets will try to make some corrections. I mean, the Nasdaq's down 41 points right now. Bitcoin's now dropping down slightly. Yeah, we're almost into the 103. About to hit the 103 right now, so there's a little bit of a reaction to the markets. Like I said, usually what happens is that before Powell speaks, the markets tend to be a little finicky. Will continue to drop, and then right after he's done speaking, depending on what he says, usually the markets then will react, and sometimes they're positive, And this is positive for the economy. I mean, you know, the S&P 500 gives up gains as Fed signal fewer rates. If you guys were listening a couple days ago, I said that the markets would not be in favor of a rate cut. But usually the crypto market does well when there is a rate cut. So again, hopefully we've depegged from the stock market, and while the stock market tends to dip, we see maybe an uptick over in crypto. But we'll see what happens here. We'll definitely see what happens here. We'll definitely put it on screen here. Um, so yeah, you're buying 7K BTC right now, hold long term, already own some. All right, Daniel, that's good to see. That's good to see. Digital Orgy dropping some alpha on his stronghold token that he loves. So yeah, we'll continue to wait for this. We got about 20 minutes, about 25 minutes before Jerome Powell speaks. So we'll definitely be watching it on stream here. So anyone that is joining, thank you so much for joining. Make sure you guys hit the like button. We'll go from here. Should you buy crypto now? Uh, I mean, it's going to continue. We're going to usually what happens is Jerome Powell will speak, the crypto market, all the markets will come down. We'll usually hit a level, and it usually tends to bounce back. This is what I call a blood. This is usually the bloodbath before a Jerome Powell speaks. This is very common. Um, I think we all see this. So the 1 hour chart, the head and shoulders on the XRP. Oh yeah, you're showing the head and shoulders right there. So it's going through a retracement again. We'll see where this retracement level goes to. Again, I'm pulling this on the 4 hours. We'll see what happens here. Yeah, it's right. It's right at the bottom of the 6.5. So let's see. Geriatric circus needs to stop. They're dropping before the median. We're gonna pop after. That's usually how it goes. I mean, that's typically a market trend. So you don't really know, do you? Well, we'll never really know. I mean, it's all indicators and projections. No one really knows. The only people that really know is Jerome Powell himself. And again, what he says usually jolts the market some way or another. So he's in full control. Aaron, I think we're, obviously, I mean, a good buy zone right now. Uh, right now we're sitting about the 4.5. It's below. Like I said, I really kind of you can even draw this back if you wanted back here and see where we're at. I mean, if you wanted to even continue to draw these, but I mean, you can mess around with your different levels. Um, for me, I just drew a closer Fibonacci just to see where the retracements on the day would be. So, I mean, technically we're down. We're back down probably. I mean, so we know that this 40 marker has a really really good level of support right here, which it keeps hitting this 42. Even right now, we've hit this 42 in the last 4 hours. The hour chart showing that we've dipped back down into this 45 range, where this is a good pocket between the 6.5 and the 6.18. If you want to look at it like that, again, we could probably pull this down even further and say it hasn't hit that level. Um, you can pull it down to this next lower level right here, or even right here, right here. So yeah, it just depends on where you want to look at it from. But either way, I mean, you're right. It's. I mean, there's a retracement here, and it's could be in a good level, especially because we're in a nice little market. So the RSU launch was exactly what I forgot to who tweeted, but there was other community benchmarks for XRP. Okay, buy the rumor sells the news that's minus. Even good news, it's confusing the rule of thumb for sure. Yeah, Cream Abdul, this is very typical for an FOMC meeting. We're right here at the end of the year. We're waiting to sort of see what it does for 2025. This is very. I bet you if we went back last year and looked at the FOMC meeting, we'd probably see the market where the market was on that day. We could actually probably do that right now. It was on December 12th. So let's go back to December 12th and see what the market did for Bitcoin back on December 12th of 2023. So if we go back and we look at December of 2023, which was last December FOMC meeting, let's see, December of 2023, we were right here. December 2020, or sorry, December 12th, my bad. So right there, here's Monday the 8th. It dipped all the way down before the meeting, and then we had some positive news. It was basically flat. So I mean, the meeting obviously wasn't that great, but we've gone up 100 basis points since September um, of that time. So yeah, you can see right here the dip coming in, but that was the last FOMC meeting. I guess big picture right here. So we'll try the autopilot. Anyone tried the I don't even know if I know what that is. Sounds bad, or is it just my TV? Does it sound bad? Oh, I don't have it up. I don't it might just be your TV. I don't know. Do I sound bad? Do I need to, like, raise up my gain? Is my voice too loud? Oh, I didn't know if I do I sound bad? Here, let me turn my gain up. Check the sound is real bad. Is my voice bad? Sounds fine to me. You're a bit muffled. Oh, alright, here. Alright, maybe that's better. I don't know. How does that sound? Does that sound a little better? It's bad? Oh, alright. Shoot. My voice is just okay, let's see here. Maybe that helped, I don't know. Let me know if that's still bad. Voice is digitalized? Oh, really? Dang, you're too close to the mic. Well, no, it's pretty far away. I've actually tried to, I tried to mess with the gains. I could be having bandwidth issues. Well, we have had a storm, so I don't know. You're good, brother. He's messing with you. Okay. It's on the YouTube side. So yeah, I don't know. Sounds fine to me. All right. Sorry, guys. If it sounds bad, sounds all weird. All right. Well, we got some mixed reviews, but yeah, the market's going down a little bit right now. But this is what we could expect this to actually happen. Sounded like Darth Vader for a second. Sounds good now. Okay, good. All right, that's good to hear. Okay, good, good, good. I'm happy. I'm happy that's better. Thanks for correcting me. Dude, look at the Russell 200 index right now after this. It's taken an absolute dump, 12% down. This is wild. I mean, yeah, we'll see the market make some corrections here. You need a hearing aid. I can hear 18 strong. You guys are funny, man. Thank you so much for the $10. I'm sorry, we found out you're an AI generated. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm. I'm AI generated. That's why I can stay on streams for 6 hours without using the restroom, right? Oh, yeah, I'm your father. It's not you, Austin. All right, good, good, good. Is the treasury dollar for RLSE still being released today? It got released yesterday, Grant. It got released yesterday. So yeah, we'll pull this. I'll pull up the. We'll hear the audio here. Do I swear I think of the other crypto dudes I watch are AI generated? You're like, dude, I'm pretty sure those people are AI generated. Austin, do you like? I don't know if I know what that is, John. What trash are they selling? I don't know. I don't know what they're selling, dude. But this is a nice little shakeout in the market right here. This is very typical for an FOMC meeting day. This will bounce back after the hearing. If there's positive news from if we hear some good sentiment in what was being said, we'll see a nice little bounce back. So XRP going down to 4247. Yeah, we'll continue to watch the markets while this does this. So it's bouncing back. Gonna go down to 235. That could be a pretty big dump. Austin, do you think the next 2 days will be have a pump or a dump? I think we're gonna we're setting ourselves up good for the year. We have there's what they call the Santa rally, and every 4 years we seem to have one. It's very consistent. So I'm hoping that we have the Santa rally. I can't. I mean, that's a prediction. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. Fed cut the rate by 25. Yeah, about 25 basis points. So that's good. You'll always Nathan. You'll always have this. Anytime we're ready for an FOMC meeting, we typically have a little bit of downturn in the market. Is just lower your volume. Okay, yeah. Sorry, yeah. It's probably my gain too. I probably have my gain up too high. Hold on a second. Maybe that helps out a little bit. When do you think Trump will stop capital gains? Dude, good question. I don't know if he ever will. Chainlink's going to be what we expect XRP to be. You think so, Ron? You think that's what Chainlink's going to do? I don't think they don't do the same things. mean, that they are obviously a blockchain, they do some things, but I don't think that they're attacking the same market. Your opinion, which coin will put 1,500 in right now? I'm sticking with the ISOs, dude. ISOs are gonna be, super I think they're gonna be super important, cryptos going into 2025. So anything ISO 222 is kind of like my where I put a lot of my energy into. And then any utility crypto out there, I mean, we can go down the whole list of these things, you know? I mean, you could probably go through the whole top, 100 here and find some use case in some of these. I mean, the ones that I've been watching a lot are like the decentralized, like Uniswap, SushiSwap, like those ones I've been keeping an eye on to enter in because I do like I think those things will do well. They continue to do well, and when there's more regulatory clarity, I think they're even gonna do even better. So the decentralized exchange tokens, I think will do well. So like I said, SushiSwap, Uniswap, you go down the list of those. I think will do good. They always have. SushiSwap is obviously trading out like $1.80 during their all time high. They were up at like $20, so they're pretty far down there still. So Mike's fine. Listen harder. Need some AT merch. Yeah. So anyone coming here, we are going to watch. This is going to be coming up here in about 15 minutes. We're going to be watching Jerome Powell speak. He will be going live here about 11:30, and usually when he takes the stage, we will see Bloomberg take a commercial. The least amount of money, that's tough, dude. I don't know. Yeah, that's really up to everyone in their own situations. You have to decide what's best. Don't invest what you're willing to lose. Just realize you could lose it. So this is where people are gambling on the market right now. People are putting some gambles in on the market right now. Bitcoin just hit a new, yeah, they're fighting over the low right here at a 103.81 on Coinbase derivatives right now. Let's go. I want to do. Yeah, we're seeing a we haven't got this low since December 13th. So that was 5 days ago. We're at a low for Bitcoin. Last time we hit this low was December 13th, which is at 103. So yeah, the farm on XRP. So thanks so much for the donation. The fake outs are coming. Boogie boogie up to the top. Yeah, this is just a fake. We've seen this time and time again. Get a good old market shakeout. People Dow poised for the first 10-day losing streak since 1974 after Fed signal fewer rate cuts. I was throwing out some crazy things here, but we knew that the market wasn't going to react well to we said I said it yesterday on stream. It was like the first thing I said was that typically the rate cuts are not favored for the markets, but cryptocurrency it tends to favor cryptocurrency. So crypto could have a nice little bounce back in the day. We'll probably see this. We'll probably see the markets come back around as well. Um, so yeah, do you have any thoughts on XCN? A lot of people actually like it. I don't own any, but people do like it. It sounds different from yesterday. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why it sounds different. Austin sound is still bad. Look in the camera when you talk. We can read your lips. It, sorry, dude. Uh, got gifted last week. I'll unplug it. Plug it back in. See if that helps. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see if it works or not. If it doesn't, I'm sorry if this sounds a little off. My bad. Uh, Probably all the tabs you have open. I don't have too many tabs. You get flare today? I did not. I did not. I did not get flare today. Better? Okay, good. Better. Just watched your food short on YouTube, bro. How did you how'd you feel about my Vietnamese food? I love Vietnamese food, man. I love Vietnamese food, dude. Money for taxes. Thanks so much for the $5. I appreciate you, Aaron. Money for taxes. Thank you very much, dude. That's awesome. Thanks so much for the donation to the channel, dude. It's the Mac. Don't get your hopes up. Okay. Yes, I always listening. Can't miss out on what Austin say. I appreciate you, Linda. Thank you. Austin would be able to look into Vanna if you're free time. Okay, yeah, I'll take a look at it, John. Off script here. What's going on with XRP? The markets are we're gonna have a bounce back here. Sounds great on my end. Okay, cool. That's good to hear. The only thing better than Mac machine is the Linux machine. Build a hedge fund, shorting and longing. Yeah, we're seeing. I mean, it's already bouncing back right now. The market's already back bouncing back. We're gonna see a bounce back usually after he speaks. Thanks for hit that like button. Yeah, song and dance. Yes, hit that like button. Appreciate everyone being here. We have roughly 1,470 people here watching. Make sure you guys hit that like button. We got about 234 people over here on TikTok. Thank you guys so much for being over here and watching. And yeah, make sure you guys hit the like. We're hitting a ton of likes over here, and I appreciate that a ton. Yeah, Polkadot's good. Polkadot's actually poised to make a good, probably a good bounce back. I mean, right now, out of the top 20, it was down this morning. It was down 12%. Earlier on this morning. It was down to roughly 8.15, $8.15, and it's bounced up pretty nicely over the day. You know, over the month, I mean, it's down pretty good. Or over 7 days, it's down pretty good. But over the month, it's actually doing pretty good. So, yeah, Polkadot has a good opportunity to still be sitting pretty at the end of this bull run. So, what is the yellow and blue indicators? They're volume. It's just volume coming across the level. So you're just checking volume. Helps you find support levels. So let's hear. Yeah, what's going on? This is the best place to buy. Where's the best place to buy XDC? I think people are saying it's on Uphold. Uphold, I think, is like the number one place to buy it. So, yeah, Jerome Powell's going to be speaking here in 5 minutes. We will be going live to hear his thoughts. So I'll probably mute my mic just so everyone can sort of hear what's going on, and I will speak over him just so we can hear what he has to say, and we can all soak in the money that's going to be coming into our crypto bags here. Just kidding. Let's see here. We will see. It should be fun. All right. XDC on Uphold. Yeah, that's on Uphold. Yo, Austin, are you making a trade today? Um, I've made some. I haven't shared with anyone. I did make some. Um, so we'll see how they work out. I want to put people. I don't want to say like, "Hey, I'm buying this today," and then it not work out for people, and then they're like, "God damn it, Austin." So I wake up. I wake up. I look at charts and I start messing around, dude. Um, so yeah, where do you share your trades? I talk about them. Like I said, I have we talked about them on stream over here. I am still entered into my HBAR trade from like 2 days ago. 2 days ago, we bought in to HBAR I bought in at the 28.5 level, and I've been riding this out, so I'm actually doing really good. I shared my trade last night with it, but I don't share every single trade. Um, you know what I mean? So you have to share all the good and the bad. I know. Share the good and the bad. We wanna learn from you. Alright. Well, I guess then, if that's the case, then I guess I could share, that I did dabble around with putting a long position in this morning, so I can tell you guys that. Uh, usually don't do it, but, this morning right around, we'll go to the 4-hour chart. Let's go to the 1-hour chart here. This morning, I did enter in, and it's actually right where I entered in at, right around this, 103,550 is where I entered, about 103,550 is where I entered, into a long position. I only bought 1 contract, on it, and, yeah, I'm up a little bit right now. I think I'm like, I don't know, just a little bit in the green. It's nothing crazy. But yeah, there's just little small things like that. That's nothing to, like, get all excited about. I hear Feds, when did the degen stop wasting your money on the meme coins? ISO's 20020. Hell yeah, pissed off puppy. I should have took a gain at 270, man. I messed up. It's okay, man. We all live and learn. One thing I don't understand is most people say XRP hit 100 due to the market cap, but when you look at crypto like Sol that has less market cap but worth more, it's just how it's how many it's the tokens, how many coins are on there versus money in there. So I mean that's how you make market cap. It's not the my mic's still messed up, dude. I don't know what's going on like that. I'm sorry. Sound is bad. Isn't that bad? Dang. All right. I guess it's just maybe my mic's off today, dude. I don't know. I didn't mess with it. Here, let's do this. Boston's a Fed. See if it works or not. I don't know. It was better before the last adjustment. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know why it sounds so bad. I'll just stop messing with it. I must have drones overhead. It must yeah, well, the weather's been sort of crappy. We've had some windstorms coming through, so you need Starlink. I've been talking about Starlink for a while, dude. Sounds better. Okay, good. Your mic gets wonky usually when you have videos playing in the background. Oh, is that why? Yeah, I guess I could probably here we go. Let's put it live. Here we go. Oh, he said good afternoon. Uh, oh crap. I was not ready for that.
Toward our goals over the past 2 years. The labor market has cooled from its formerly overheated state and remains solid. Inflation has moved much closer to our 2% longer run goal. We're committed to maintaining our economy's strength by supporting maximum employment and returning inflation to our 2% goal. To that end, today, the Federal Open Market Committee decided to take another step in reducing the degree of policy restraint by lowering our policy interest rate by a 1/4 percentage point. We also decided to continue to reduce our securities holdings. I'll have more to say about monetary policy after briefly reviewing economic developments. Recent indicators suggest that economic activity has continued to expand at a solid pace. GDP rose at an annual rate of 2.8% in the third quarter, about the same pace as in the second quarter. Growth of consumer spending has remained resilient, and investment in equipment and intangibles has strengthened. In contrast, activity in the housing sector has been weak. Overall, improving supply conditions have supported the strong performance of the U.S. economy over the past year. In our summary of economic projections, committee participants generally expect GDP growth to remain solid, with a median projection of about 2% over the next few years. In the labor market, conditions remain solid. Payroll job gains have slowed from earlier in the year, averaging 173,000 per month over the past 3 months. The unemployment rate is higher than it was a year ago, but at 4.2% in November, it has remained low. Nominal wage growth has eased over the past year, and the jobs to workers gap has narrowed. Overall, a broad set of indicators suggests that conditions in the labor market are now less tight than in 2019. The labor market is not a source of significant inflationary pressures. The median projection for the unemployment rate in the SEP is 4.2% at the end of this year and 4.3% over the next few years. Inflation has eased significantly over the past 2 years, but remains somewhat elevated relative to our 2% longer run goal. Estimates based on the Consumer Price Index and other data indicate that total PCE prices rose 2.5% over the 12 months ending in November, and that, excluding the volatile food and energy categories, core PCE prices rose 2.8%. Longer-term inflation expectations appear to remain well anchored, as reflected in a broad range of surveys of households, businesses, and forecasters, as well as measures from financial markets. The median projection in the SEP for total PCE inflation is 2.4% this year and 2.5% next year, somewhat higher than projected in September. Thereafter, the median projection falls to our 2% objective. Our monetary policy actions are guided by our dual mandate to promote maximum employment and stable prices for the American people. We see the risks to achieving our employment and inflation goals as being roughly in balance, and we are attentive to the risks on both sides of our mandate. At today's meeting, the committee decided to lower the target range for the federal funds rate by a quarter percentage point to 4.25% to 4.5%. We've been moving policy toward a more neutral setting in order to maintain the strength of the economy and the labor market, while enabling further progress on inflation. With today's action, we have lowered our policy rate by a full percentage point from its peak, and our policy stance is now significantly less restrictive. We can therefore be more cautious as we consider further adjustments to our policy rate. We know that reducing policy restraint too fast or too much could hinder progress on inflation. At the same time, reducing policy restraint too slowly or too little could unduly weaken economic activity and employment. In considering the extent and timing of additional adjustments to the target range for the federal funds rate, the committee will assess incoming data, the evolving outlook, and the balance of risks. We're not on any preset course. In our summary of economic projections, FOMC participants wrote down their individual assessments of an appropriate path for the federal funds rate, based on what each participant judges to be the most likely scenario going forward. The median participant projects that the appropriate level of the federal funds rate will be 3.9% at the end of next year and 3.4% at the end of 2026. These median projections are somewhat higher than in September, consistent with the firmer inflation projection. These projections, however, are not a committee plan or decision. As the economy evolves, monetary policy will adjust in order to best promote our maximum employment and price stability goals. If the economy remains strong and inflation does not continue to move sustainably toward 2%, we can dial back policy restraint more slowly. If the labor market were to weaken unexpectedly, or inflation were to fall more quickly than anticipated, we can ease policy more quickly. Policy is well positioned to deal with the risks and uncertainties that we face in pursuing both sides of our dual mandate. On a technical note, we lowered the offering rate on our overnight reverse repo facility to align it with the bottom of the target range for the federal funds rate, its typical configuration. Technical adjustments of this kind have no bearing on the stance of monetary policy. The Fed has been assigned two goals for monetary policy: maximum employment and stable prices. We remain committed to supporting maximum employment, bringing inflation sustainably to our 2% goal, and keeping longer-term inflation expectations well anchored. Our success in delivering on these goals matters to all Americans. We understand that our actions affect communities, families, and businesses across the country. Everything we do is in service to our public mission. We at the Fed will do everything we can to achieve our maximum employment and price stability goals. Thank you, and I look forward to your questions.
Gina.
Yeah, that's pretty, it's pretty
Gina
neutral.
Smilik with the New York Times. Thank you for taking our questions. I wonder if you could talk a little bit about why officials think it's appropriate to cut rates at all in 2025 if inflation is expected to remain firm throughout the year. And what would you expect at this point the timing might look like? Would a January cut potentially be possible, or does a pause next month seem more likely?
Well,
good question.
So let me start by saying why we cut today and then move to 2025. So I would say today was a closer call, but we decided it was the right call because we thought it was the best decision to foster achievement of both of our goals: maximum employment and price stability. We see the risks as two-sided: moving too slowly and needlessly undermine economic activity in the labor market, or move too quickly and needlessly undermine our progress on inflation. So we're trying to steer between those two risks. And on balance, we decided to go ahead with a further cut. And I'll give you some details on why. Downside risks to the labor market do appear to have diminished, but the labor market is now looser than pre-pandemic, and it's clearly still cooling further, so far in a gradual and orderly way. We don't think we need further cooling in the labor market to get inflation down to 2%. Job creation is now well below the level, or certainly below the level, that would hold unemployment constant. The job finding rate is low and declining, and other measures such as surveys of workers and businesses, quits, things like that, broadly show a much cooler labor market than we had in 2019. It's still quite gradually cooling. So we keep an eye on that. Inflation, we see that story as still broadly on track, and I'll tell you why. We've made a great deal of progress. 12-month core inflation, as I mentioned, through November is estimated at 2.8%, down from a high of 5.6%. 12-month inflation has actually been moving sideways as we are lapping the very low readings of late last year. Housing services inflation actually is steadily coming down now, albeit at a slower pace than we might like, but it has now come down substantially, and it is making progress, slower than hoped. And we've had recent high readings from non-market services and some bumpiness for goods. So I'll just say, so remember that we coupled this decision today with the extent and timing language in the post-meeting statement that signals that we are at or near a point at which it will be appropriate to slow the pace of further adjustments. You ask about 2025. I think that the slower pace of cuts for next year really reflects both the higher inflation readings we've had this year and the expectation that inflation will be higher. You saw in the SEP that risks and uncertainty around inflation we see as higher. Nonetheless, we see ourselves as still on track to continue to cut. I think the actual cuts that we make next year will not be because of anything we wrote down today. We're going to react to data. That's just a general sense of what the committee thinks is likely to be appropriate.
Sorry, just one quick follow-up. Why, I guess, would you make those cuts? Like, what would be the trigger to cut?
So we're to cut further after this point. I would say it this way: we've reduced our policy rate now by 100 basis points. We're significantly closer to neutral. At 4.3% and change, we believe policy is still meaningfully restrictive. But as for additional cuts, we're going to be looking for further progress on inflation, as well as continued strength in the labor market. And as long as the economy and the labor market are solid, we can be cautious about as we consider further cuts. And all of that is reflected, to your question, in the December SEP, which shows a median forecast of down 2 cuts next year compared to 4 in September.
That's why the market's down. Just let everyone know is that they were forecasting 4 cuts, now moved down to 2. So those projections
So
are down.
the dynamic in 2016 during the last transition to a Trump administration, where the committee saw slightly tighter policy, in part in expected anticipation of the fiscal policy stance that was seen evolving over the year. Some of it was a data mark-to-market exercise, and some of it was anticipation of fiscal. What's the split on this one? How much of this was accounting for inflation data that was coming in, and how much of it is expecting that there will be inflationary fiscal policy next year?
I'd say I'd point to 5 or 6 things, and let me start by saying that we think the economy is in a really good place, and we think policy is in a really good place. Let's remember that the economy is growing 2.5% this year, that inflation has come down by 50% from 5.6% to 2.6%. Headline inflation is 2.5% on a 12-month basis. We're actually in a really good starting place here. But since, so what's really driving the slower,
that news right there is good.
Rate cut path? First thing is growth is stronger, right? The economy grew faster in the second half of 2024 so far than we had expected, and is expected to be above what our expectations in September next year as well. Unemployment is lower, and in the SEP you'll see that participants think that the downside risks are less and uncertainty is less. So that's more strength, right? Inflation is higher, as we talked about. Inflation's higher this year. It's also higher in the forecast next year. I'd also point out that we're closer to the neutral rate, which is another reason to be cautious about further moves. But then getting to your point, there's also there's uncertainty. Uncertainty around inflation, I pointed out, is actually higher. It's also in the case of some people. The way I would say it is this. Some people did take a very preliminary step and start to incorporate highly conditional estimates of economic effects of policies into their forecasts at this meeting, and said so in the meeting. Some people said they didn't do so, and some people didn't say whether they did or not. So we have people making a bunch of different approaches to that. But some did identify policy uncertainty as one of the reasons for their writing down more uncertainty around inflation. The point about uncertainty is it's kind of common sense thinking that when the path is uncertain, you go a little bit slower. It's not unlike driving on a foggy night or walking into a dark room full of furniture. You just slow down. And so that may have affected some of the people. But as I said, there's a range of approaches on the committee.
If I could follow up on that, you mentioned the risk and uncertainty indexes toward the back of the document. The upside risk to inflation jumped quite substantially. The only thing really that's happened, you mentioned that the disinflationary story remains intact, yet the risk weighting has jumped to the upside. The only real thing that's happened is November 5th in the meantime. Is it fair to say that that's what's driving the higher sense of upside risk on inflation?
Actually, that's not the only thing that's happened. What's happened is that our forecasts for inflation for this year, I think, are 0.5 higher than they were in September. So you had 2 months of higher inflation in September and October. As I mentioned, November is back on track. But once again, we've had a year-end projection for inflation, and it's kind of fallen apart as we've approached the end of the year. So that is certainly a large factor in people's thinking. I can tell you that might be the single biggest factor is inflation has once again underperformed relative to expectations. It's still going to be between 2.5 and 3. It's way below where it was, but we really want to see progress on inflation to as I mentioned, as we think about further cuts, we're going to be looking for progress on inflation. We have been moving sideways on 12-month inflation as the 12-month window moves. That's in part because inflation was very, very low measured in the fourth quarter of 2023. Nonetheless, as we go forward, we're going to want to be seeing further progress on bringing inflation down and keeping a solid labor market.
Chris.
Thank you, Chris Rugaber at Associated Press. Thanks for taking the question. In September 2018, the Fed staff in the Teal Book discussed a policy of looking through any new tariffs as long as there were one-time increases and inflation expectations remained anchored. Could you comment on if that analysis remains effective and any other thinking on tariffs generally that you can share?
So I do think that the September 2018 Teal Book alternative simulations are a good place to start. I happen to have brought them here with me today. I'm sure you have them too. They're a good starting point. And I would just say, it's 6 years old analysis, but nonetheless, this is still, I think, the right questions to ask. And, there were two simulations. One was seeing through, one was not. And I'd point there's some language in the see-through paragraph that says, it considers situations in which it might be appropriate to see through inflation, and then name some conditions that in which it might not be. In any case, this is not a question that's in front of us right now. We won't face that question. We don't know when we'll face that question. What the committee's doing now is discussing pathways and understanding, again, the ways in which tariff-driven inflation can affect tariffs can affect inflation in the economy, and how to think about that. So we've done a good bit of work. All of us have, each of us has, and it puts us in position when we finally do see what the actual policies are to make a more careful, thoughtful assessment of what might be the appropriate policy response.
Great. And just a quick follow. Given the recent bout of inflation that we've been through, with consumers seeing how prices can rise and businesses seeing that they can raise prices at least for some time, does that make it a little bit riskier to look through tariffs? I mean, do you feel you have to respond more quickly to inflation threats, given what we've seen in the past few years?
So the main thing is, and this is also a point in these alternative simulations, is there are just many factors that go into how much tariffs will even go into consumer inflation. How persistent will that be? And so we just don't know really very much at all about the actual policies. So it's very premature to try to make any kind of conclusion. We don't know what will be tariffed from what countries, for how long, in what size. We don't know whether there'll be retaliatory tariffs. We don't know what the transmission of any of that will be into consumer prices. To your point as well, I wouldn't say that we know whether the last episode is or is not a good model for what happened. You pointed out we've just been through a period of high inflation. We've just gotten through that period. That's a difference. There was also quite a bit of diversion of trade away from China to other countries since that. That may have effects. I don't know. I just think we need to take our time, not rush, and make a very careful assessment, but only when we've actually seen what the policies are and how they're implemented. And we're just not at that stage. We're at the stage of doing what other forecasters are doing, which is kind of thinking about these questions, but not trying to get to definitive answers for some time.
Nick Timmeros of the Wall Street Journal. Chair Powell, to make sure I understand, participants today revised up their core PCE inflation projection for 25 so that the central tendency runs from 2.5% to 2.7%. And as Howard noted earlier, most of the committee sees the risks to those projections to the upside. So if inflation only declines next year from 2.8 to 2.5 to 2.7, what would compel the committee to be cutting in that situation?
There's nothing more powerful than you making your thing happen. Really going for it.
Go figure Bloomberg would do that. I told you they would. Should have had a bet on that.
We have inflation coming down, core inflation coming down to 2.5 next year. That'd be significant progress. You see a slower path. I think that does take on board
2.5 next year is good.
Progress,
that's what we want. That's what their whole goal was, 2.5.
Meaningful progress to get inflation down to that level. That wouldn't be all the way to 2%, but that would be better than this year. This year will be 2.8 or 2.9. That would be meaningful. We also have to think about the labor market. And while we have the labor market forecast as being in good shape, we are also mindful that it is still out there very gradually cooling so far in an orderly, gradual way. But it's also something we need to keep our eye on.
I guess if I could follow up, if somebody looked at these projections and also the insertion of the extent and timing language in the statement, which has been used at times in the past when the committee thinks maybe it's going to be on hold for a while, and they said, gee, this looks like it could be the last rate cut for some time, would they be mistaken to infer that?
So that's not the that's not any decision that we made at all. Let me explain extent and timing. So the sense of that wording is to make clear that if the economy does evolve about as anticipated, we're at a point at which it would be appropriate to slow the pace of rate cuts. So extent, that just relates to how much further we can reduce our policy rate consistent with getting to a neutral stance. Clearly, that distance has shrunk by 100 basis points. So it's significantly smaller. So that's the extent question. And we're going to be looking for further progress on inflation as well as a strong labor market to make those cuts. Timing just suggests, again, that we're at a place where we assuming the economy develops as expected, we're at or near a level that will make it appropriate to slow the pace of adjustment. So that's what we mean by that. We're not trying to make decisions about the longer run. We're trying to make sensible policy as we go. And, I just would emphasize the uncertainty, which is it's just a function of the fact that we expect significant policy changes. There's nothing really unusual about that. I think we need to see what they are and see what the effects they will have. We'll have a much clearer picture, I think, when that happens.
Michael McKee from Bloomberg Radio and Television. Even though you've cut rates by 100 basis points this year, we haven't seen much change in mortgages, auto loan rates, or credit card rates. You say you're significantly restrictive. Are you running a risk that the markets are fighting against you and the economy could be more at risk of a slowdown than you anticipate?
So
that's a good question.
The rates that you talked about are really longer run rates, and they are affected to some extent by Fed policy, but they're also affected by many other things. And longer rates have actually gone up quite a bit since September, as you well know, and those are the things that drive, for example, mortgage rates more than short-term rates do. So we look at that, but we look at all the financial conditions, and then we look at what's happening in the economy. So what we see happening in the economy, again, is most forecasters have been calling for a slowdown in growth for a very long time, and it keeps not happening. So we're now well into another year of growth that looks like it might be 2.5%. Second and third quarters were right about at the same level. So the U.S. economy is just performing very, very well, substantially better than our global peer group. And there's no reason to think a downturn is any more likely than it usually is. So the outlook is pretty bright for our economy. We have to stay on task, though, and continue to have restrictive policies so that we can get inflation down to 2%. We're also going to be looking out for the labor market. We want to keep the labor market pretty close to where it is. We're pretty close to estimates of the natural rate of unemployment. Job creation is a little below the level that would keep it there, but nonetheless close. And so that's what our policy is trying to achieve.
If I could follow up by asking about your formulation for beginning rate cuts, included the phrase, we need to have confidence that inflation is moving down towards our target. Given the fact that you've raised your forecast for next year, do you have confidence or are you uncertain about the path of inflation going forward?
So confidence was our test for raising rates. And, we look at the broader sweep. We've made just a great deal of progress. We're well into the twos in core inflation and around 2.5 or even lower than that. We have been for headline inflation. So I would say I'm confident that inflation has come down a great deal, and I'm confident in the story about why it's come down and why that portends well. And I'll tell you why. You do see with housing services inflation, which is one that we've really worried about, it really has come down now quite steadily at a slower pace than we thought, 2 years ago. But it's nonetheless steadily coming down as market rents, start to equilibrate better with new leases that turn over, not new tenants, but new leases. Market rents is new leases. So that's happening. That process is ongoing pretty much as we expect. Goods inflation, which is another big piece of it, has returned right to the range where it was before the pandemic. Just for some months this year, it kind of moved up in a bumpy way because of used cars and things like that. But we think overall that should generally be in the range it was in. That leaves non-housing services. And market-based non-housing services are in good shape. It's non-market services, and those are services that are imputed rather than measured directly, and they don't. We think they don't really tell us much about the about tightness in the economy. They don't really reflect that. I mean, a good example is financial services, which is really done off of asset prices. And that's how that inflation works. So the overall picture, the story of why inflation should be coming down is still intact. In particular, the labor market. Look at the labor market. It is cooler by so many measures now, modestly cooler than it was in 2019, a year when inflation was well under 2%. So it's not a source of inflationary pressures. Not to say there aren't regional and particular professions where labor is tight, but overall, you're not getting inflationary impulses of any significance from the labor market. So what's the story? The story is still just we're unwinding from these large shocks that the economy got in 2021 and 22 in, for example, housing services, and now also in insurance in particular, where costs went up, and those are now being reflected later in housing insurance. It's real inflation, but it doesn't portend persistently high inflation. So we and most other forecasters still feel that we're on track to get down to 2%. It might take another year or two from here, but I'm confident that that's the path we're on. And, our policy will do everything it can to assure that that is the case.
Colby.
I'm gonna end. I'm gonna.
Thank you, Colby Smith with the Financial Times.
We can
So
move
the
on.
unemployment
I think
rate
they
as of
pretty much said the
November,
same
while still
thing.
very low, is with.
He's not saying anything new, so I'm just gonna end that right there with that, and then we can talk about it now. So I think it's important to know really what are people like. What is the big discussion? Like, why is people disappointed in this? Why is the market going down? As you guys can see, the markets have gone down. Usually after he speaks, these things go down pretty roughly. You can see, we're down pretty good, even on Bitcoin right now, down almost $3,000 since the talking here. This is very normal when I just want to make it clear that everyone knows this is very normal when Jerome Powell speaks. If you're new to crypto or new to what goes on in the markets here, anytime we have these things, this is a very typical shock to the market. So what are people, why did the rates go down? Well, the big thing is that if you guys don't remember, back in September, they were saying that we could expect there to be 4 rate cuts coming up here in the future. They have now moved that projection to only 2 rate cuts coming up here. That we don't know what those rate cuts could be. They could be a 50 basis points. It could be a 25 basis points. We don't know what it's going to be, but they're now projecting that there's only going to be 2 coming in 2025 versus they were expecting there to be potentially 4. So that right there, I think, is what caused a lot of people to pause, because they're going, wait a second, if now we're not going to go to 4, we're going to actually take it. That means that inflation and interest rates are not going to come down as fast as people thought they were going to. So like I said, their goal is to get to 2%, right? He's been saying this for years. Our goal is to get back to 2% interest rates. So now they're saying, and we were hoping by 2025, that by the end of 2025, so right around probably August of 2025, September of 2025, we were going to be at about a 2% interest rate. Again, 5 more rate cuts would put us down there around that 2.5% to 2%. That was the whole goal with it, maybe going into 2026. Now he's saying that we're only going to do 2, which means that we're prolonging our interest. Okay, meaning that we're only going to go down to maybe right now that we just rate cut this down to, it says by the end of 2025, the equivalent to about a 3.75 to 4. So our goal was to be down to a 3% by that time frame. And now, unfortunately, it's not there. So that's where the shock in the market is because people are going, wait a second, we were hoping to get down to this level sooner rather than later. And now they're it's almost like kicking the can down the road to where we're saying, hey, we're going to take a soft approach to this. We don't want to overshock the system. Everything's looking good, by the way. We just don't want to overshock the system, because if we do that, we could actually, go into a tailspin and so the economy is looking good. Our job market's looking good. And I think a lot of what this has to do is that we have a whole new administration coming in here in 2025. They brought up the whole tariff thing, right? Like he said, I think he did a good job staying away from that, because he's like, we don't know what that's going to do. That could actually be beneficial, but it could also hurt because we don't know how people are going to, reverse the tariffs on us. So we don't know that. That's a tough one to get by. But that's really, in a nutshell, that's kind of what it came down to. there was one person on the committee that actually did not want to move forward with a rate cut at all. They wanted to stay status quo. I think if we stayed status quo and listened to that person, we would probably have a bigger shock to the market than we have right now. But just realize, look at this. It's already started. As soon as he's done speaking, we're already starting to see in the last hour here, this is starting to work its way back up again. So, I mean, this is again, when you talk about a fair value gap, we have a massive dip in the market here, and then you're hoping that we can actually fill this gap back up. So again, we're going to have to sort of play this out, but usually here we see this sell off and then maybe potential buyback in the market. So everything looks red. Everyone's kind of down, and even XRP is down at 240 right now. So this is a very common thing to happen. We talked about it last night on the stream. You saw Warsaw came in last night and basically said that the market's going to take a dump. He's in a, and that, that was the birthday gift. And yeah, this is a very typical thing. So yeah. And you got people who are in positions to short the markets, and, will continue to happen. Look at that, dude. It's just dropping now. XRP is down to 238.57 right now. So mostly that's what it has to do with, is that when Jerome Powell speaks, the market gets manipulated, dude. That's just kind of how it works. So anticipate that these will continue to come down. Even here, we're down to 102.558. So yeah, it's kind of crappy, but I mean, that's kind of how it is, guys. Austin's news. If the news was good, why are we still dumping? Like I said, the market, the people were upset because you got to think the market's reacting because we're not going to they don't feel that we're aggressive enough with the rate cutting. So you got people out there that are playing this going, hey, we were expecting 4 rate cuts. Now you say it's 2 rate cuts coming in 2025, meaning that we're going to continually have high interest rates for the next year. That's what they're basically saying. We're going to continually have high interest rates for the next year, even though the economy is good and everything's good. But the thing is, though, that could all change, right? They're projecting 2.5 years down, or a year and a half down the road. A lot of these things could change. The economy could bounce back. We could have really good job reports. Maybe the tariffs that we're doing do really, really well. And next thing you know, they're going, hey, we could actually reduce these interest rates by 75 basis points. So maybe end of 2020 or end of Q1 going into Q2, we can have a bigger interest rate hike, because right now they're projecting 25 basis point reductions every meeting, or 4 times in 2025. Now maybe we only do it 2 times, and we actually have a really good interest rate reduction, and then we continue down that path. So we don't know what's going to come, but I mean, this is like a very normal thing in the market. I think we talked about it last night on stream, that was most likely every time Jerome Powell speaks, there's going to be a downturn in the market. It's positive because we had a 25% reduction in interest rates, but it would be a shock to the market. I mean, I don't know what else to say. So yeah. Now it's just a matter of trying to find the bottom here, see where we can enter into some good positions here. I mean, anytime there's a fire sale like this, there is going to be a bounce back. There's a lot of people out here that are putting longs in. Just as much as people are winning on their shorts right now, people are going to go and put longs in on the market right now. We have a line down here at 101. We're coming down pretty fast right now. I mean, pretty crazy how fast this is going down. You know what I mean? So yeah, we're coming down pretty hot right now. That's for sure. So now it's just a matter of time in the bottom here and trying to find a good entry point to climb this back up. This is when we talk about a fair value gap. As much as you had a massive run right here to fill this out, you're going to have a massive downturn here, and we're going to come back up and fill this up. So again, as much as there's a downturn here, we're going to fill it up or as much as there's a fair value gap on the uptrend, there is one on the down that's going to bounce back up too. So yeah, now it's just a matter of finding some retracement on this and seeing where we should go. So pull it back. We can pull it back to here. And again, you can make your own. You can pull your own lines here, but yeah, this one's coming down pretty hot. I mean, that's a pretty big retracement right there. So let's see. Let's actually pull this back to our original Fibonacci and see how far our retracements came back on this one when we did it. That's not the one I wanted. Right here is where I wanted it. So yeah, we came back down about roughly We came back 10% into the 0.65 level. So if we go back to our original here, yeah, this could come down. We could actually drop out of this. This is coming down pretty hot right now. So yeah, 235. Yeah, it's coming down hot. Yeah, pretty big crash of the market right now. I'm gonna be honest, man. This is a pretty big crash of the market. So this is a fire sale right now. The Feds are idiots. Yeah, and this isn't the only thing coming down. I mean, we could look at. Let's go take a look at the Nasdaq. Nasdaq's probably coming down pretty hot right now. Where you at? Yeah, 353. This was at 144 before he spoke, so it's literally doubled in points. So it's down to 353 points. The S&P 500 was sitting at 33. Now it's down. Now it's to 88. And then the Dow was at 233, I think, going into here, or 200 something. Now it's at 4. So everything's doubled. Everything's pretty much, Jerome Powell does a good job of tanking the markets. So I mean that's what he's known for. we know that going into this. So this will bounce back. We just have to time the bottom. It'll slow down here. You got to think a lot of longs are exiting their positions here too, which is putting more liquidity back into the markets because they don't want to lose their positions, right? So people are selling longs. People are obviously putting shorts in. They probably put the shorts in earlier on the market knowing this was going to happen. So now you got people that are obviously shorting the market that are obviously selling their shorts as well. So yeah, I lost so much money. Merry Christmas. Nah, dude, it's gonna be just fine, dude. We're gonna bounce back and we'll be good. We'll be good. Austin, when should we buy more? We're gonna time the market. We're gonna see if we can keep watching. It's bleeding pretty hard right now. The market is bleeding really bad right now, but it's okay. Yeah, the whole market right now is coming down pretty hot. So I'm tempted to buy the 16. Yeah, this is anyone that's looking for an entry point. You got to think this is a pretty big sell off right here, right? So eventually this is going to come back and we're going to come back up and meet. And it looks like it's already in this hour. It's just starting to get bought up pretty quick. You can see the just by the wick right there. I mean, it hit down at this 100 level and bounced back, which I think is what we had marked out, right? Let's go back. Yeah, right there. We had it marked out at the 101. Hit that 101. Look at that level. That's a pretty good support level right there at this 101 marker. This 101 marker right here is pretty good. So 99. Yeah, this is a pretty good level of support right here. Let's go to XRP here. Yeah, this is it's already hit this level. Where's my volume? Come on, volume. Hurry up, volume. There you go. So yeah, I mean, we'll probably, this is a really good lot. We'll probably bounce back to this 240 one pretty good. It blew past the 240 level of support. I mean, we went way below this. So down to 233. Yeah, it's a big sell off here, guys. It's unresented. Like I said, the crypto space can be it's a little unresenting at the time. This is a day trade. Smart traders, what a sale. Some people are in on. Luis, what's up, man? Thanks so much for the $5. Just another opportunity that I see people get scared so easily. People don't see the upside. Yeah, I mean, you want to buy on the red. You don't want to buy on the green. I mean, so like I said, these are when it's in the red is when you don't get scared. Don't get scared in these positions. These are the days that you actually want to buy on. So anytime we have like a crazy sell off like this, these create good opportunities to enter into the market if you've been waiting, right? A lot of people wanted to get down to the 225. We're almost there for XRP. You know what I mean? We're almost there. People get scared and they don't want to enter in the markets. Yeah, this 101 level is definitely, this 101 level right here is a good level of support, which is right here. Then you got another level of support here on Bitcoin. Yeah, it's already bouncing back to 233. So this went all the way down to 224. This hit a wick. So anyone that has the buy options down here in the 225 range, these all hit. So people are setting their buys right now, and it's starting to bounce back now. 235. So here you guys go. You know what I mean? These are the opportunities. You don't get scared on the red. Red days are, anytime that there's Anything in the red is the days you want to buy. This is where people make up the money that they were waiting for. So. And again, you don't have to wait for it. You go put a buy order in too. You don't have to sit here and wait for it. You can say, hey, this comes down to 235, I'm going to buy. If it goes up to 237, I'm going to buy. Whatever you want to do. These are the things. What's happening about XRP? Just the market sell out. The market has fallen out just a little bit. But it's good. This is going to come back, guys. This is exactly what happens in every single. It's already bouncing back to 237. It's going to pull back up to this 240 range. We've already said this is massive level of support right here at the 240. It's going to come back up to this 240 range, and we'll build back up from there. But yeah, same with Bitcoin. Bitcoin fell down to 101. Now it's back up to 102. Again, just be caught. Just be don't be like you can't trade scared, man. And don't be people will sell their positions because they're scared it's going to fall down. That's what people want. They want the market shakeout. They want people to sell their positions, which is a very common thing. So just take a deep breath. Everything will be fine. This is a very normal thing for the FOMC meeting. I was waiting for this to happen. I think a lot of us were. So we've been here before. Did someone say yesterday in the chat that Discord was going to mess? Yeah, Warsaw was saying that it was going to be a massive sell-off, Sean. He said that, their Discord, with this XRP, just the markets in general. I mean, this is a very common thing. So, Bobby, thanks so much for the $5. Do you think it'll drop more night as it typically or South Korea? No, I think that we're going to this usually levels out. So, typically this is going to eventually level out. And we might have a shock to the system, but usually we bounce back pretty good. The markets will bounce back. The stock market might end on a bad day just because the stock market closes in 45 minutes. But 10-year Treasury yield leaps the Fed signal caution on further rate cuts. So that's what caused this whole thing. It's the caution on further rate cuts. There was going to be 4, now there's 2. That causes caution, which then causes a shock on the markets. But the market will recover from this. These are great. Like I said, these are buying opportunities for a lot of people. A lot of people are going to be eating this stuff up, dude. They're going to look back and go, yeah, thank God I got in that position. I mean, XRP right now on the spot trading is 232. So, I mean, this is coming down. If you want to say, hey, I want to set my limit at 225, put a buy order in at 225. If you think it's going to get down there, if you think it's going to hit 230, put a buy order in for 230. If it triggers it, then, you got it in a good entry point. We've already laid out our map here on where these are going to go. So let's pull it back a little bit here. Oops, let's go back. Let's go to the 4-hour chart here. So we know that there's good levels here at the $2 range. This level right up here, we know that's good. I'm on the wrong chart. That's why. We know that we want to stay above the 250 here. We got a really good level of support here at the 240 range here, which we can draw another line there, or to put a horizontal line in there. So right around here, I didn't dial it in, but it's like the 240 range. Got a good line there. And then we come down here, we got another good line right here. Some support. I haven't really dialed it in, but it's like the 190 range. So these are your levels of support, right? It's going to fall down, hit these, and bounce around. So we know that this 140, look at the volume at this 140 range. I mean, this is a lot of volume in this area right here. So, we could zoom in on that and know that this is probably where it's going to end up in this 240 range after this is all, settled. This is a good drop over a day, right? I mean, we go back to the day. This thing yesterday shot all the way up to roughly 272, and it's all the way down, hit the bottom of here. So it's a 20% reduction since its highs, right? That's crazy. That's a sell-off. But even if we started right here at where the sell-off began and went to where the current price is, that's about a 13%. So we do know that when sell-offs like this happen, what is it? It's roughly anywhere from 15 to 20% in a day. So, yeah, definitely a shock to the market. That's for sure. Definitely a shock to the market. Yeah, your fair value gap thing makes a lot of sense. Yeah, we're going to have, if you go look at it, you're going to have another sell-off in the market here. So let's pull the 12-hour chart here. So we're going to fill this gap up, dude. We're going to bounce back up. Most likely, I'm not Nostradamus here, but typically with this sell-off here, we're going to go back up to this 40. We're probably going to hit this go back up to like the 45 range at some point. There's going to be a bounce back. I don't know when that's going to be, but we'll usually fill this gap that just happened right here. This gap, massive gap in the market right here just took place. You fill that gap back up even on a sell. So as much as we do it on a massive rally, this could keep dropping down, right? So you got to monitor this, but if it keeps coming down, say it goes down to $2 again or wherever it's at, realize we're going to bounce back up to some degree to fill that gap. So there's still a lot of volume here to fill that gap. So, yeah, you could expect this to come down, settle around somewhere, and then bounce back up to maybe 245. So that would be roughly, let's just say you got in at the bottom here, and it comes back up halfway. I mean, that's a 10%. That's a 10% gap that you filled up right there. So you can make good money off. A lot of people making good money off these trades if they're able to get in on those. So even if it's at 230 where it's at right now and goes back up halfway, which is a good gap, it's about a 5%, which again is if you put a good amount in, you can make decent money. How can you rate crypto to mark of the beast? I have no idea. XRP was 50 cents not long ago. Yeah, you got to realize, we were 50 cents not long ago. November 5th. Thanks for the answers. No problem, dude. Appreciate the donation. Dump is as you want. It's no shit. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people wanted this, right? People were saying, "Oh, I wish it got back down to 230. I wish it got back down to 225." And then that time comes, and they're going, "Crap, maybe I shouldn't ask for that." but this is exactly what happens in the markets. So I think we expected this. This is not uncommon at all for this to happen. So I just want to make sure everyone realizes that this is a very common thing in the markets. There was, I talked about this yesterday in the morning stream, even the night before, I think I talked about how this is going to be a shock to the market. And even with Bitcoin, right? I put a long in. Now I'm going to go probably put another long in to counteract the long I put in at 103. So now I'll probably put another one at 101 and where this is at. Probably go put one in just to buy a contract or two to average, bring my price down to be around like the 102 area. And then if it goes down again, I'll buy another contract to continue this up to average my contract pricing down to wherever I want it to be. And then hopefully, we have a nice little uptrend and you're able to sell the contract. So that's kind of the path that I'm taking. They beg for the dump, but don't have the balls to buy it. That's kind of common. That's a common thing, right? A lot of people are afraid when it starts to bleed. People get afraid, and it's a psychological thing that we all have to get over sometimes. Obviously, days see the market of crypto is connected, and I would agree, James. The dump is bad. But I mean, these were a lot of people make money in these days, dude. Literally, a bunch of people who have never sat there with a calculator and projected taxes and fees and gas, they just buy low, sell high. Yeah, a lot of people do that, dude. I mean, you got to think this hasn't even fallen out. I mean, this hasn't even fallen out of our out of the channel yet. I mean, like we're in a growth channel right here, right? Look at it. We had a major dip back on December 5th when we had the liquidation in the market. We had another one over here November. I bet you the liquidations. Let's look. There's probably someone already here on Twitter or X that is probably Watcher Guru always puts out how much was liquidated in the last like 30 seconds. Jerome Powell says we have avoided a recession, so that's positive, right? And expect another very good year in the economy. Said the Fed is not allowed to own Bitcoin. Let's see here. Jerome says it might take 1 to 2 years for inflation to reach 2%. That was what was negative in the whole thing, was that he said that it was going to take, let's see. Let's see here. 240 million in long positions got liquidated in just 1 hour. So that's what caused this to go down here. You can see right here. I mean, if you just look at the liquidation, roughly 15 billion in liquidations await at 90K. So if it hits 90K, we're going to see massive amounts of liquidation in the market, which causes your which will cause this to, dip even more. Because when things get liquidated, at least on longs, when longs get liquidated, it's putting a lot more back into the market. So you got to be careful of that. So 414.43 million liquidated in the last 24 hours. Yeah, that's pretty wild. It says this was there's some pretty good stuff in the markets right now, dude. I mean, here, I'll put this up here so people can see. Yeah, 240.55 million longs wrecked in the last hour. That's a lot. That's a lot. Cross my fingers it goes down to 190. It's down to 20. XR HBAR is down to 29. XRP is down to, it's starting to bounce back. See, we're starting to bounce back up. We're going to come back up and hopefully find a level here that works out well. So yeah, just bought some more shit, Pepe and Bonk. All right. Yeah, it's going up now. Yeah, we're gonna see a little bit of climb back here. Anyone that was buying in right here is probably gonna have a nice little come up. Usually how it works. What's gonna happen if the press conference today about the rates? It already happened. That's why we're seeing a shock in the market. Big McGlover. XRP is bouncing back. Yeah, it's starting to bounce back right now. We're at 235. It's bouncing between it's very volatile right now. 235 to 237 right now. So you think 250 is the bounce back? You bought into HBAR? Okay, good. Yeah, and again, you can go in. I mean, it's nice to trade on the spot trading. If you guys don't do it, you can go in and you can set a buy. Like, hey, if this drops down to 232 or 235 or 233, whatever you want, you could put that order in and let it sit there. And if it fills the order, it fills the order. You don't have to stress over it. If you say, hey, if this drops down to 220, it hit 224. Meaning these buy orders, people put buy orders in down here. That's why these wicks hit and bounce off it, because all the buy orders, people were expecting this to maybe hit 230 or 225 and they got filled. So people made instantly off of that. So, you could go do that right now. You could put a buy order in right now. I could do like, okay, let's put a buy order in. I want to fill at 225. So you go over here and you say, hey, I want to fill at 225. You put how much you want to actually do it for. Let's say we want to put it in for 5,000. And you say preview buy order. And then now you know that at 225, you have a limit order in there. And it's good till canceled, and you can actually change your execution if you'd like to allow takers, anything like that. So it's very simple to do, and that's usually how a lot of people make money off this, is that they just set these buy orders in and or sell orders in, and that's how they make a lot of their money. So that you don't have to be clicking the button right away. Wipe shorts, wipe shorts, wipe longs, they make money. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Fear and FOMO are both contagious, but you'll never see them in the same room at the same time. That's true. I like that. That's actually a good statement, right? Yeah, spot trading and care more for extra tokens. So yeah, this shock in the markets, this is a very common thing. Like I said, anyone that's new to crypto, if you're new to crypto, just realize that when Jerome Powell speaks, or when the Feds usually speak, it's very rare that we actually have an uptick in the market. We might have a little bit here, but then it falls. Usually they're very bearish. So these are just buying opportunities for a lot of people. And as you guys know, there is a massive sell-off right here, and this will eventually even itself out. It always does. Even Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin's going to even itself out too. You saw right here. Look at this. Last time we had a major sell-off, what happened? You had the fair value gap right here that came in. This is a perfect trade right here. People bought in on this area, came back up, right? We had another one right here, and it's come back up again. So again, I think you're going to be where we come back up to this 103 level, maybe even like the 103, somewhere in this ballpark. We'll work our way back up into this area before we move up. And it hasn't broke this channel yet, so I'm not even sweating that at all. Even with this dip down here, we haven't gotten close. So we'll see what the days bring, right? I mean, it could stay down here for a while, but that's part of the markets, dude. It's part of the markets. If the dip is freaking out, then walk away and come back later. Yeah, but these are the opportunities that you want. You know what I mean? These are definitely the opportunities that you want. especially on, it could do something like this where you have another day of downward pressure. We could do something like very similar to what that, back in the day where we had the liquidation events, just like that. It could be very, that's basically the trend you're seeing right now. We have a nice dip. We'll have another day where it dips down again. Then we come back up here. We have a major dip, another day where it dips again. So now we have a dip, and we might have another dip again based off of the previous trends that we're seeing right here with these, You're seeing these right here, right? Right there. Oops, that's bad. That's bad. Right here, and then you're probably going to have the same thing looking right there. So everyone will buy the dip and bounce. Yeah, Austin, they're like, "Ooh, shorts, baby." Yeah, the shorts are obviously winning, dude. That's for sure. Longs got a little longs out, but that's the thing is people exit their positions. So it's not even that their contracts expired; it's that they were like, "Hey, I'm selling my long positions because they're going to take such a big hit." So they sell those positions so that they don't take such a big hit, and then they'll go and they'll readjust and they'll put a long in, or they might start shorting it depending on their strategy. I don't know what their strategies are. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. You think Bitcoin will go above 110 this month? I think that I already think that we're in for a rally, so I'm not even sweating it. What's crazy about this is that this is a perfect liquidation of the market, dude. Everything actually had really good. It disappointed with this whole thing. The Dow dropped 600 points as the Fed's outlook disappointed because we went from cut rates from 4, but we have a positive economy. We have a positive thing coming in with the Trump administration. Like this is all just scare tactics, dude. And it's not even. If you go back and read what a lot of the things that he said, let's go back to X here real quick. There's a lot of positive things to come from this, but outside the rate cuts not happening. Right here, Roger Guru puts a good little synopsis here together. Fed chair says we avoided a recession and expect another very good year. Federal Reserve chair says the Fed is not allowed to own Bitcoin, which that's going to take the Supreme Court and it's going to take oh my God, dude. I'm just brain farted. It's going to take Congress to actually make this happen. And all it does is, I think we own the Senate and the House and the executive branch. So that's going to be an easy thing to push through for them to change policy for the Feds to own something and eventually create a Federal Reserve. So imagine when that day comes. So although he says they can't own it now, doesn't mean that can't be something in the future. So that statement doesn't even bother me. And it says right here that he says that 1 to 2 years inflation, it'll take about 1 to 2 years for inflation to reach 2%. So what does that actually tell me is that if we're still trying to reach inflation to 2%, do you think here by the end of this year, we're going to actually be in a bear market? No way, dude. There's no way. There's no way. And we're in for another good year, he says. So that's positive to me, man. I guess I'm reading this totally different than a lot of people, but the markets are going to react the way they're going to react. And it's mostly due to emotion in the markets, right? People are literally just emotionally trading. Retail people are. This is all set up for the big people, dude. All the people on the NASDAQ, all the big people out there, all the investment firms. This is what they wait for. They know that this day comes. They bleed the markets. They get everyone to exit their positions. Then they come in and they buy up that liquidity and they make money off of it. So everyone that's exiting their positions, you're just. But what we should have done is, if you're down, like you bought up on this position when it started to go up, you either are holding that, exiting your position when you're in the profits, and then you're buying this opportunity. But some people just want to buy and hold, right? It all depends on who you are. You just want to buy and hold, then that's good. And then this is an opportunity just to add to your bag that you've been sitting on. I only had 1K. All right. This is how whales make millions. Oh, 100%, dude. This is exactly how it is, dude. I love seeing long and shorts get wrecked. Serves them. You like the leverage traders getting wrecked? Chameleon coming in hot with 5 more gifted memberships. Appreciate you, Chameleon. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. If a Chameleon actually gave you a membership, please say thank you. And really, really appreciate that. Right now, we have roughly about 2,000 people watching. Appreciate everyone coming in and joining today, talking about Jerome Powell, talking about why the market's actually bleeding, and what our next moves are going to be. And right now, you can see it's starting to slow down. The markets are taking, right here at 235 for XRP. You can see it's starting to slow down. That bleeding actually took place. That was a pretty good liquidation event right there. Oops, let me get rid of this. That was a really, really good liquidation event. It creates a lot of good opportunities to build that next level. So last liquidation event took us down to 190. This liquidation event took us down to 225. So, I mean, I think that we're still looking very, very good. I mean, I'm not even sweating this at all. This is kind of what was expected. So very similar to what we saw over here on the 9th for the liquidation event. Even on for Thanksgiving, we saw a decent liquidation event that happened right here. So this is actually looking pretty common. Now what we got to watch for is just to see where this goes and to see if we have another probably. Let's actually zoom in on that and see what that next candle for the next day candle is going to be. Let's see what those are averaging in terms of percentages. So you can see this came back up. It filled this at some point and then came back down. This one came up about halfway to fill it and then came down for the next run. So let's see. This actually came down. It's about a 5%. So the next day is about a 5%. Oops. And about a 4.5%. So yeah, I mean, so we can expect this to probably come back up. And then about halfway, we'll say about another 4%. So yeah, we could see this probably get to 100,000. I mean, if this were to dip again and create a little candle like this, we could probably see the bottom wick get down to about 100,000. Probably even itself out about 102 after tomorrow. So yeah, this will be interesting to see where this plays out. I don't know where it's going to go, but we could probably be in this 100 range, anywhere from the 100 range to the 101 range. We'll see how the day brings. We'll see what the rest of the day brings. There's your 4-hour. You can see right here the RSI on the 4-hour has dipped down below. The 12-hour, you can see that's on a downward. So we won't see. You'll have to wait for this to actually play itself out. The RSI on this one's going to probably come back down. It's probably going to get below the 20 level before we have an idea with that. And the day chart, look at that. The day chart broke as well. So look at that. Last time the day chart broke was on this liquidation event. It came back down, hit the 20, came back up, right? Let's look at the next liquidation event right here, right? This one came down again, hit the 20, and then bounce back up. So we're going to probably see this come down, hit the 20 on the day chart. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty big liquidation event. So we'll probably see this come down, maybe almost hit the 20 and then bounce back up. So yeah, I'm just gonna sit and wait for this to play out before I put anything in. This could take a day for us to consider. Based off trends, we're probably in for another, potentially, like I said, could be in for another day of a little bit of a red day tomorrow as well. And then that leaves us open for a good Friday. We might have a nice little bounce back on Friday. Awesome. My cold wallet has not arrived yet. Oh, dude, that's it'll come. Sell back in. Yeah. Edgar, Edgy, thanks so much for the $4.99 donation. I didn't know Jerome had this much impact. I'm still pretty new to this and have to say, yeah, save your money next time, dude. These dips this is a very common thing. Unless there's like some positive news before that, like they were gonna we're in a good economy and they're like, hey, we're gonna put a 50 basis point, we're gonna increase this by 50 basis points, or we're gonna cut rates by 75 basis points. Then you might go, okay, and we're in a good booming economy. The CPI data is looking good. Then we could change course. But right now we know that the CPI data was as expected, but we're still not looking too good. We know that inflation's a little out of control, so they're not going to come in and cut interest rates as big as they were. And like I said, the biggest thing was moving from 4 interest rates. They moved down to 2 interest rates in 2025. We're expecting 4 interest rate cuts in 2025. So that's the big taker from this and why the market was shocked. So when you change course, when you set a plan and you change from that plan, you can expect negative It's just like you see in crypto, dude. Crypto's you have developers who come out here and they say, hey, we're going to drop this on Friday the 13th. And then Friday the 13th comes and they change their plan. Hey, we're actually, had a few hiccups. We're not going to be able to launch this until, Tuesday, this whatever day it is. So now you'll see that people will instantly react to that. Markets will come down, the pricing will come down, and then usually it settles when the thing comes out. You'll see that it's a very common emotional thing. So when things change course, when the Feds change course, when the government change courses, we'll see a reaction. So very similar. Is RLUSD going from here? It's not on my crypto. Oh, well, RSD, it's just a stable coin, Annette. It's just a stable coin. You're not going to buy it up. Michael Wall, yeah, goes further to prove how Biden's administration absolutely horrible for crypto. I mean, yeah, they weren't in favor of it. That's for sure. John PM, thanks so much for becoming a member of the channel. You're officially now a member. Thank you very, very much. We have roughly 2,122 people in here watching. Appreciate you guys all being here. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you like the content, we're just here talking about what is happening, what's happening with the rate cuts. Why is the market shocked the way it is? And like I said, we'll probably continue to fall down. And this could lead into tomorrow. This could impact into tomorrow as well. So tomorrow we'll probably have a better understanding of where this fall from this liquidation event happens. So, and we're continuing to fall right now. So we got 450 people over on TikTok. Appreciate you guys all being here again. If you guys want to, I'm on YouTube over here. You can come up to my name, come over to YouTube. That's where we graph everything here. So yeah, appreciate you guys all being here. Which cold wallet does everyone use? A lot of people like Ledger, Tangem, things like that. Yeah, I would agree. By hitting the bottom of this dip is the best feeling. Yeah. So if we can time this right and hit the bottom, I think a lot of people will feel good about it. Baby Slick, thanks so much for the $2. I'm trying to become a member. I guess I could probably put here. I didn't even think about putting the membership stuff in there. I can do that real quick though if you want to. Yeah, appreciate that. Thanks so much for the donation too, by the way. Here, I'll put that in there and I'll let one of the mods pin it if they'd like. I put it into the chat. Did interest rates go up? It went down. Interest rates went down, but they changed their trajectory, Kai. Originally, it was going to be 4 rate cuts. They went down to 2 rate cuts for 2025. So that kind of shocks the market, which puts, it's, like I said, it kind of puts only 2 rate cuts in 2025, fewer than previously projected. So again, they're expecting interest rates not to hit the 2 level until probably 2026, which again shocks the market. People were like, "Oh, we were hoping that we were going to get to 2% in 2025." Now that's not looking like it could be the case. But that doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything because if the economy continues to thrive, interest rate comes down. The CPI data is showing more, positivity. We're bringing inflation down, and we start to see that over 2025. By the end of 2025, we could still get to that level. Because again, they could always say, hey, instead of it being a 25 basis points, this is what it is. So Dow tumbles 800 points at losses increasing following Fed. So, unfortunately, the poly mark of him saying good afternoon, when last time he didn't say good afternoon, it went down to 800, took a tumble of 800 points. He did say good afternoon and it still tumbled 800 points. So that kind of sucks for anyone voted against that on the poly mark. But yeah, this is pretty crazy. So it says the committee also pushed up projections for full year gross domestic products of 2.5%, half of a percentage down from September. However, in the following years, the official expected GPD to slow down to its long term of 1.8. So there was, as much as it said that we're going to be in for a really good year going into 2025, we have a lot of things that are going to be positive. The projections are still showing neutral. And that's kind of, again, what shook the market here. The committee and its overnight borrowing rate to a target of 4.25 to 4.5. So the goal is, remember, 2% is what they're trying to get this to. So that's why you're not going to get to 2% in if we do projected 2 more rate cuts. So that's why the people are freaking out. That's why we're seeing a liquidation event. We're continually declining right now. So again, everything I said, I'm not saying go buy right now. Like, oh, go buy the charts. Wait for this to come settle down. Wait, it's in the red. The days when it's in the red are the days that you want to accumulate. So, again, continually monitor this. We'll continually watch this, but just realize that this is creating a pretty big gap in the market. This gap will get filled at some point. Just a matter of timing that point. I don't know. I don't have, I can't see the future, but I mean, this will eventually get filled to some degree. This gap that's right here. Even if it fills the gap and comes back down, this gap will get filled. Hello, bro. If you have taken tokens out on price higher, do you pay that price? Yes, you do. I don't think so, Jake. I don't think it dampens the bull. No, we've had liquidate. Look at this, dude. We had a liquidation event here on December 9th. Very similar loss in the market. We can actually take the measurement here. Went down 7%. Today looks like it's going to be a little bit more than 7%. Nope, we're right there, dude. So we're probably going to be roughly about a 7% decrease, right? So if we say that on average, it's 7%. So it puts us down there about 99,000 for Bitcoin. Let's look at the last liquidation event. Last liquidation event put us down probably roughly 9%. Let's take a look. Right there at, what is that? It took us right about 8.5, right? So, I mean, dude, honestly, we're probably looking for another 8.5 decrease in the market. Let's actually pull these up. Let's actually put the ranges on there so you guys can see it. That put us about a, I should probably zoom in to get a little bit more perfect, but that's about 8.5% right there. We'll do another one from this liquidation event right here to this one right here. That's about a 7% decrease right there. And then this one right here, we're currently, clicked on the wrong thing. We're currently at about a 5%. So if we say we're going to project about a 7%, that puts us right here at this 99 range, right? On average, this one's at 8.5. This one's about a 7%. This one's about a 7%. So, I mean, if we project it, we're going to probably hit down here somewhere in this ballpark. If we look at the previous almost 2 months, month and a half of liquidation events in the market. So, I mean, again, you're looking at just trends in history of what it is here. I don't know if that's what's going to happen, but that's kind of what it's showing in the market. So we could even go back and look at the same thing with XRP here. Let's take a look at this. Our last liquidation event dropped us about 25%. Okay, we're like, okay, crap, that's actually a lot. Okay, well, let's see what the last one did. Dropped us down another 25%. Okay, so let's look at the last one. So now we're right here. Are we going to say it's going to drop us down another 25%? I mean, what would that actually put us? That would put us down here at this 190 marker again, right? Can a wick hit the 190? Maybe. Right, so could we expect it to get into the twos tomorrow? I don't know. Like I said, I mean, hopefully we hit a little ball. We hit less volume here, or we don't have such a big liquidation with XRP like we did here. A lot more money came into XRP because of RLUSD and that kind of stuff. So maybe we won't have as big of a liquidation event. But I mean, yeah, you could probably, based off previous history here, say that there's potentially be a little bit more of a sell-off in the market. Again, projections only. We're just looking at it from a projected standpoint. Let's go look at Ethereum. When was the last time we had Ethereum sell-offs here? Let's go back up here. So right about here, we came down about 13%. Let's look over here. This last time we had basically about a 12%. So now, right now, we're sitting at roughly a 9%. So, we had put us down here at about let's say 13%. It put us right back down here at a $3,500 level, dude, which is where this this volume line is. We'll hit a lot of support right here at this level. So yeah, everything's kind of mapping out to look like that in all reality. That's kind of what it's looking like. So what could it trigger before that? Absolutely. Could it hit before these projections of 7% on Bitcoin? Yes. I'm not saying that it can get all the way to 7%, but we could expect somewhere in that ballpark for it to hit. And again, it could drop past that line of resistance here, but we can see there's a lot of built up volume right here at this 100 to 98. It's going to probably get hard to get past this level right here. So yeah, we could probably see it come resting, having a wick hit somewhere in this thing. We might not have a starting price at that, but definitely the wick could hit that. Just like we see down here, we measured to the wicks. So, which again is something where you go, okay, well, if we can expect a 7% decrease or a 6% decrease, we'll just say it's 7. We're going to expect a 7%. It's going to come down to roughly about 98,000. We'll just say 99,000. Then that's where you go and you put a buy order in for 99,000. You go say, okay, I'm going to go buy $1,000 at 99,000. If it hits that 99, that's a good entry point, right? Now you're not sweating it. Let's go look at XRP. If you're saying, okay, well, if this actually goes down, if we can anticipate that this will go down, Let me get rid of this chart here real quick so I can zoom in a little bit. If we can anticipate that this will go down roughly 20%, 25%, like the previous ones did here. This went down 23%. This one went down, oops. This one went down 25%, which is a pretty big liquidation event. This one right here came down roughly 23%. So if we want to take the averages of that, we're going to say roughly 20, we'll just say it's roughly 24%. So we could say we had a sell-off right here. And again, you could come up from the all-time high if you wanted to right here, right? You could even come down here and say, okay, is that going to be incorporated in our 25%? Yeah, you could. So we're going to say roughly about $2. We could say that it could come down to $2 here, somewhere in this ballpark. So you go, okay, well, I want to buy at $2.10. So if it does go down to $2.10, I fulfilled my order at a good price. It went down 25%. So it doesn't mean you have to like buy today. It just means go try to find an entry point that you feel comfortable with based off what everything's telling you here from the numbers, and go put an order in for that, right? Go put a fill order in. Again, you can go right into Coinbase. You can go right into your spot trading. Click on XRP. It brings it up. You say buy. There's a limit price right here, so you can actually say, okay, I want a limit price in there. You come in there, you put your limit. Okay, I want to buy at $2.10. You put that $2.10. You say how much you want it, and voila, there you have it. And if it fills, it fills. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You can even put, hey, if it hits $2.15, I'm going to put $1,000 in. If it hits $2.10, I'm going to put another $1,000 in. People do that all the time. So I'm gone on a tangent here, but I mean that's really that's the goal of it all, dude. Here, Baby Slick, thanks so much for the becoming a member of the A team. Appreciate the time. You are now a member of the channel. Thank you very, very much. Roughly have 2,376 people in here watching. We have roughly 441 people over here watching. Thank you guys so much. I learned so much from this live. Thank you. I appreciate that a ton, Michaela. Just set an aggressive low price. Yeah, exactly, Patrick. Just set an aggressive low price. It doesn't mean that if it happens, it happens, dude. And congrats to you for hitting that, because we know that this, we do know that this, the markets, we are in a bull market. If this was a bear market, that's a different story. We could talk about that when that comes. But right now, we know that there are a lot of things that are bullish coming to crypto. So like, I don't get all worked up if I hit that price. You know what I mean? And if I have to DC out of that position, because eventually these will come back to some level. All right, there's this, like I said, this fair value gap is going to eventually come up here. Even if it drops down further, we're eventually going to fill this gap. This created a gap in the market. It's magnets again, right? I'm glad that FJO talked about this, because I say it sometimes, but I don't really say it a whole lot. But I mean, yeah, these are like magnets in the market. The fair value gap will pull back up. You got to think there's a lot of money up in here that will pull this back up to basically break the even mark on that. You see it across all these, right? Look. Came down, boom, came back up. Came down, boom, came back up. This will come down and bounce back up to some level. I don't know what that level is going to be, but it will. So again, set an aggressive price and be happy with it. Well, thanks so much for the $2 or £2. Revolt for crypto, yes or no? I don't even know if I know what that is, Welsh Crypto. I appreciate the dollars, but I don't know if I know what that is. There are multiple shakeouts and all keys. Yeah, this is nothing, dude. This is you should be like salivating right now. If you're in crypto right now, this is I'm like, dude, this is great. We're gonna watch this, and we're gonna see where we can, like I said, put some aggressive buy orders in. You could put like I just told you. I mean, put a buy order in. I'll probably put a buy order in probably right around this. We'll go back up here again. I'll probably put aggressive buy order in at this. Probably around this like 210 marker, dude. And if it hits, it hits. If it doesn't, it's okay, dude. I didn't lose any money. You don't lose money by putting an order in. If it hits, then that's great. Then we wait for this to come back. Now you know that you have an opportunity to have a 25% kickback, or at least even a 15% kickback if it goes back and eats back up this right here. Because we know that if you bought down here and it comes back up to take this back up, we're going to be roughly, right? If it comes back up, we're going to be roughly about a 12% up from where we bought in, give or take. So, I mean, if you put $10,000 in, you're walking away with a $1,200, nice little bag. If that's, again, I know I'm talking like high levels, but that's what I would do if it were my trade coming in. Vicente, thanks so much for the $2. Hi, Austin, for sell and buy. What's a good percentage difference? What do you mean? Like Well, it's all a matter of how much you want to make, right? If like you put money in there and a 5% increase is enough for you to be happy with, and then yeah, you put your stop in there. Once this fill order happens, you want to go put a stop. You want to go put a stop in there. Eventually, you can tell how power works. What we get to get stuff in a locker room. Yeah, pal. Yeah, pal. Yeah, exactly. You should be trying to understand these assets before you wonder how much to buy. Yeah, that's probably good. That's some good thing. We definitely understand the asset you're buying and what's behind it. I mean, Bitcoin, we know what we know what the power is here. So I mean, we know that this is eventually going to probably come down to around this level. So like I said, set an aggressive price, right? Set a buy. If you're buying Bitcoin, set a buy order right here at 99,000, right before it hits the support level. It fills down at this 99 level, and you can walk away probably feeling pretty decent about it. If it hits that 99, so be it. If it drops down again, we have a lot of support in these levels over here. There's an opportunity to probably buy some more. Again, don't over leverage yourself. Don't don't just go all in on one trade. You want to create room to where you can, work your way out of stuff. You don't just go broke on one trade. I know a lot of people do that, but just try not to. I'm gonna ask my girl Pelosi for more EBT. Stocks is the same stuff, but for months and years. Yeah, crypto's on steroids, dude, compared to stocks. I would agree with you. Like, I mean, this happens in stocks, but like crypto's it's on steroids. It's on HGH. I am my long order with 120 USD loss. I'm good. Yeah, don't. Yeah, that's why you have these longs in, dude. The wait for the contract to play out. Wait for the these things can bounce back in a heartbeat, dude, and you can make back that long that you had in. We're in no position to don't sweat it, dude. That's why these contracts can go to, it depends on how long your contract goes for. Brandon, thanks so much for the $5, dude. I bought XRP at $1.80, and then I put some more. What would be my DCA roughly? You bought it at 180, and then I put some more now. What would that be? Well, I mean, if you bought it now, you bought it at 280. Let's just say you put $1,000 in at. Let's say you put $1,000 in at 180 and you put $1,000 in now. I mean, you're just gonna split that in half. So what is that? 10. I mean, yeah, you're probably gonna be roughly above. Like you're gonna be like $2 and $2.05, $2.10, somewhere in that ballpark, give or take, would be your average. Then at that point, if I had to do the quick math, it's assuming you're DCAing around the 250, the 210, assuming you spent the. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Sorry, Chameleon already answered it. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, it's roughly where it would be 2.5, 2.10, somewhere in that ballpark. Depending on how much your DCA is, right? If you even the same trade, right? If you put 1,000 in, then you put 1,000 in again, it would bring it down. But if you put 1,000 in initially and then you put 500 in, it would obviously be a lot less. Yeah, definitely hit that like button. Appreciate you guys, dude. The 1 hour candle is going to be pretty close positive. Yeah, let's take a look at the 1 hour here. So yeah, this is not showing what I wanted to show, but yeah, that's roughly. Let's get this out. It distorts it when you change it there. So yeah, we're definitely. I mean, this is going to be interesting to see where this plays out, and I don't know where this is going to go, but it's okay to, like I said, it's okay to be a little aggressive with your buy order. Should we be scared? No, don't be scared. We're all in the like a lot of us are in the positives, guys. Don't be worried, man. A lot of us have been buying this up from the very jump, dude. So a lot of us we're up. This is all expected. This is nothing to sweat about. Is it a good time to buy crypto for the first timer? I think you're getting your feet wet, Andy. I think if you're a first timer, trying to get your feet wet is the most important thing. I wouldn't go all out. I mean, I would definitely try to get your feet wet, understand what crypto is, things like that. But I mean, it's always a good time to enter crypto. It's just don't over leverage yourself. Don't think you're going to come in and be able to put $10,000 in and it's going to go up 100,000 tomorrow. A lot of time it takes a lot of time to build. You know what I mean? So it takes a lot of time to build. I just set an order for 609 XRP at 220. That's not a bad order, right? Let's just go take a look at that. We're on XRP right now. That's going to put it down. Oopsies. There we go. We had this sell off right now on this chart. Actually, let's take it from the top of the chart here. It started on the Saturday, it was 18th. Today's the 18th. So let's start from the top of the chart here. Dude, why do I keep clicking the wrong damn thing? There we go. You know, so if you put it in at 220, that's going to put you back at roughly, it's a 15% dip, dude. And that's not an uncommon dip with XRP on a decline. You know, this almost hit it right here with this. And that might be the lowest it goes is 225. We might not see it go lower than that. But I mean, there could be another chance where this dips down again and creates another wick. I mean, you know, a lot of people were anticipating this to happen. So people probably put this in at the 225 marker. You put it at the 220. If it hits the 220, then you fulfill your order, you know, and you have a pretty good, you know, and again, if this bounces back and we hit another green, you know, yeah, I mean, this very well could happen quickly. Let's see here. XRP is on sale. Let's go. Yeah, now it's a perfect time to accumulate. These, I mean, these, Austin's right. This is only a dip. We will see plenty more when the time comes to accumulate and buy. Yeah, I agree. This is just one of those ones, dude. Bio, thank you so much for the $20, dude. Most of the market in Sea of Red and Tima is going parabolic. Thoughts? I don't know enough about Tima. I think it's a meme coin. But like I said, I appreciate the donation to the channel. And yeah, if anyone wants to take a look at it, feel free to, man. Thank you very much for the donation. And I honestly don't know anything about it. One person, please reply fast. Should I buy XRP for 35 pounds? I think you should set a buy limit. You know, an aggressive buy limit down, you know, down into the 20s, like a lot of us are already doing. So, you know, and if it hits, it hits. If it doesn't, then yeah, you know. But that's kind of what a lot of us are doing here. What the heck is going with crypto? Should we be worried? No, YOLO. No. Dude, we just had this happen last week, man. We just had a massive liquidation event last week and we made it through it just fine. A lot of people made money. A lot of people are happy. It's going to happen. We'll be in the same boat. YouTube is get Discord. Yeah, no, I appreciate the $20 there. Thank you so much, dude. Remy, thanks so much for the $2 in euro to the donation to the channel. I really appreciate that a ton. Thank you very, very much. I'm holding still up 25%. Keep my average. Yeah. If you had to put money on one XRP, HBAR, XLM, which would I do? At this moment right now, I would probably put it in, I would do XRP for sure. That's just me personally. I think it's because we read the charts the most. I feel most confident with it. And that's probably where I'd go. Hogzilla. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Thank you guys for the donations. I love XRP. I just made money with the mini S and with the S&P 500 futures going. Oh, damn. All right, Michaela. That's awesome. Hello, I'm from let's see, the R500, the 2.6, and now it's 2.3. He never looks at our comments. I just did, dude. I just did. It's hard to because there's 410 people over here. We got roughly 2,800 people over here. So it's hard to because there's a lot of comments to go through over here that we're looking at. So yeah, I mean, like, you know, again, an aggressive buy order is probably in this 220, 225, 220 range. And if it dips lower, it dips lower. Vicente, thanks so much for the $5, dude. My goal is 2% gain each 2 to 3 days, but I know there's fees, so that's why I ask about a good percentage to buy and sell normally. Yeah, so you have to take the fees into consideration. You know, I made a trade the other day where I only made $190, but I mean, like, I'm happy with it. I'm like, hey, it's $190. You know, it's nothing like great, but I mean, yeah, if you're looking at 2% gains, I mean, you gotta be putting forth some kind of cash, right? I mean, you know, a 2% gain, if you put 10K in, a 2% gain is like $200. You know what I mean? Which again, to some people, that's great money. But you know, you're risking some money for it. And if you don't need that money, then it makes a good investment. But some people need that money, and you know, then they get stressed out, and then they have to cash out on a loss. And so it all depends on your financial situation. But yeah, 2% gain, I think, is good, right? $200 a day. If you can keep doing that time and time again, I mean, that's a day job right there. $200 a day is a really good day job. And then now you're working for yourself. What's about Chainlink? They're really making some ground. Yeah, I think Chainlink's good, man. I think that they'll do good. I think Chainlink's a lot different than than that of XRP. I don't think they're on the same. They're doing the same thing, but yeah. Here's the 1 hour chart for XRP. It's looking a little bit positive here. So yeah, this could help you get out of it. Like I said, we might not fall back down to this like I said, we'll have to sort of play this thing out on this next hour. We just hit the next hour here. So we'll see how it plays out, which means that we just hit the next 4 hour as well, I think. Or no, the next 4 hours in we just hit the next 4 hour. We hit the 4 hour last hour. Okay, that's what I thought. So yeah, this is a market shakeout. It's kind of a little bit of a market shakeout. This will be interesting to see where this all plays out. Look at the volume up here, though. There's so much volume up here. This will eventually pull back to this volume up here. 245-ish, somewhere in that ballpark. Yeah, there's no way I'm buying that. Remy, thanks so much again for the 6 euros. Temu, best coin on the market. Amazing community. Only a few weeks old. Let's go. Thank you so much for the donation. Austin, should I be worried if someone came in late? For context, my portfolio is down 4.5. That's you'll be. I mean, you'll be okay, Jake. I mean, I think a lot of us our portfolio. Well, my portfolio is not. I mean, it's down today for sure. I mean, my portfolio is down today too. But I mean, it's up overall. But I mean, yeah, it's down today. Yeah, my overall portfolio right now is down 5.36% today. So yeah, it happens, man. It happens. But just today it's down there. But I mean, up overall, it's a different ballgame. Amazing community is an understatement. Oh, Anna, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yeah, we're all here to support, dude. A lot of us have been through here. This is a very common thing here. The feds will have to print too. You think so? People panic selling, the real investors buy. Yeah, people are. This is not a bear market. People are. What do you think about quant? I like quant. Quant's good, man. It's an ISO. I'm down 8% today. Damn. Panic sell. Just panic sell, please. Everyone's like, please panic sell, so I can keep buying a lower purchase. Holy, what the heck? Yeah, we're on the downtrend here. Diablo, thanks so much for the $5, dude. I bought 4K XRP when it was $1. Should I sell or keep it for $2 since it's been 2 weeks and hasn't moved much? That's a good buy, bro. You're up up 2.5%. You're up a 2.5x on your investment. I mean, I guess if you need the cash, it's up to you, man. Diablo, everyone's in their own financial situations. Some people don't want to sell it. They like that position and they're going to hold it, or they sell it and they play the game. It's really up to you, man. I can't tell you what to do, but that's a good entry point. I think a lot of people would salivate over that entry point. Stay strong, all set up. Heck yeah, Seiko. Let's see here. Do we have any thoughts on what the low is? We're doing projections here. I mean, the low, we could drop down into the 20s. Like I said, this already hit the 24 level, 25 level. So it could come back down again to the 25 maybe. Based off of previous lows, we're sitting on average anywhere from 25% on the last liquidation event to 23%. So again, we're close to, if you pull the numbers here, that puts it at a 17. So if we're saying 20, if it actually goes down to a 23%, I mean, we're right back down here into the, we're right back at 23%. We're at the 210 marker right here. 23% puts us right at the the $2.10 range. If it actually were to get that low, they don't always match up. Like, we're not saying that it's always going to match up to that percentage. I don't know. Just history showing that we're going to, we could get into the 20% range for a liquidation event, right? Which puts us anywhere from 220 down to 210. I mean, that could happen somewhere in that ballpark, right? We almost got there just right now. We're down 17% at this low at 225. So Jeffrey, I appreciate you looking into it, dude. Should I buy then send a trust wallet? It's up to you. 500 is awesome, dude. Yeah. How much XRP do you have? A good amount. I got a good amount, dude. Ask yourself if you could brag about $1 buy in for Microsoft or Yahoo. Yeah, right. Wouldn't that be cool to look back on and be like, yeah, dude, I got them for $1. Let them sell, buy more. They don't know what's coming. What's up, Dr. Stevens? Should I buy HBAR? I mean, we all are holding HBAR. HBAR is down. It's down to the 27 range right now. I mean, Pepe's down 12%. You got Bonks. A lot of these meme coins are down pretty hot. You got Stacks is down 10%. A lot of things are down right now. I mean, dude, XRP is down 10%. HBAR is down about 2%. Stellar's down about, This is definitely hostile. I mean, even for Bitcoin to be down 5% is pretty damn good. Have over 12K XRP at 18. Should I keep buying and take some risk or start chill out? I think just put some put some orders in on a price that you think would be good. Options, put the leverage, futures, puts made money. Yeah. Traders love this stuff. I know I do. Yeah, Rippin', I'm with you, dude. I'm sitting here. I just, again, I'm setting some orders right now, dude. I already said I'm putting some orders in. And if you miss them, you miss them. It's okay. You're not going to always hit your buy orders, but at least you have it there. At least you have it there for a buy order. So just remember that. Almost time to back the truck up and pack in full. All right, John. Poor Dong. 35. I've offered to double it. He thinks it's Kev. Whales wait for uncertain news to sell off and kickstart a tumble and buy back in a lower. This is a whales game for sure. Oh, would I buy Ripple if it's an IPO? Dude, absolutely. Yeah, I'll probably YOLO into that thing. I'll probably put like a couple 20 grand in there, if not more. What is your average for XRP, Austin? I want to know that if it's possible to just average. What's my average for XRP? We start buying at 30 cents, dude. So, I mean, it's pretty low. XRP price for January 1st. I think we're going to be in for I think we're going to have a nice little I think we're still going to have a rally, dude. I mean, now that I see this dip, I feel even better about the rally. So that's just me now. I feel even more confident with a Santa rally now. Conqueef, yes, I feel pretty good about it too. Trump and Elon are down the crypto thing. Yeah, they are. For a quick buck or a long-term investment, I'm all for the quick buck and long-term, right? So I have around 1,000 that I can put into crypto. What should I put it in? I think, yeah, you should. I mean, a lot of us here are buying the ISOs. We're buying the XRPs, the HBARs, the XLMs. You can put it really in anything. I mean, when the market bounces back, things are going to look good. So we're going to have a bounce back. This is too big of a drop not to have some kind of gap be filled. So it's just a matter of trying to time, get the bottom, get somewhere in the bottom and buy up. Like I said, put an aggressive buy order in at whatever price you want, but make it aggressive. Is that 20%? Is that a 30%? It's up to you. Like I said, my aggressive is at the 23 right now, dude. Like I'm going to put a buy order in for, if this drops down to 23, I'm going to fill in at the 210 marker, and I'll probably put another one in here shortly when I get off right here at probably the 225. I think that hit pretty good, but I might actually move it down to put one in at the 20% marker at the 220. So yeah, probably 220, 215. I might put an aggressive buy order in there and see what happens. Like I said, we'll see. Anytime we have big events like this, it usually bleeds off into the next day. So he said filled the gap. You guys, I did not expect anything less from the A team. How do you put a buy order in? Just go to a spot trading. So you can just go into a spot, go over to Coinbase, go into Coinbase Advanced. If you want to do it on an exchange, and you can just go to their spot trader over here and just go into XRP, say buy, and then there's a limit price. You can do market limit or whatever you want. You can even do whatever you want, really. And then you can put your limit price in. You can say, hey, I want to buy at X amount, right? And so you'll put the limit in there. You'll say, okay, I want to buy at $2.10. I want to buy X amount of XRP. You say preview buy order, boom, and it sits there, and then that order will sit there until it's filled, right? You could say till canceled or whatever you want, And then when it actually fills, when that wick comes down, your order could get filled. Sometimes it doesn't get filled. Sometimes, you know, it just bounces back too quickly. It doesn't get filled. So that does happen. So people that did have buy orders down here, some people got filled, some people didn't, depending on how fast this actually moved. And it looked like it moved pretty quickly. So that could happen. Sometimes they don't get filled. So we'll see what happens, man. That's typically how you do it in a nutshell. There's talk on XRP, but people who started the 2.5, it's just pain in the ass. Yeah. Yeah, this is a pretty good, you know, I mean, this 250 is not a bad bounce back. I mean, that's still, you got to fill this gap that came down over the last day, right? So this is what started yesterday. Yeah, that was yesterday. I mean, yeah, and then we came out today, this morning, right? Boom, right here this morning. And then we came out today. So it's a pretty good liquidation event right now. Crypto Junkie, thanks so much for the $10, dude. Gained almost 5,000 XRP today. Sold some at 265 yesterday and rebought in around 225 like clockwork with Powell. Damn, Crypto Junkie, get it, but that's good, dude. That is a good swing trade right there. That's actually a perfect swing trade. So kudos to you for being able to lock in on that. That's awesome. And thanks so much for the $10 donation. That's exactly how you play the game, dude. So Crypto Junkie right there, buying in at 265, selling at 265, setting his limit at 225, and he got his order filled and was able to increase by 5,000 XRP. So can't beat that. What's going on with the Bitcoin? Why is it going down? Just bad news in the market. That's all. I mean, to me, I thought it was good news. I just knew that there was going to be a sell-off in the market. Usually when Jerome Powell speaks, we see that. I don't think there's going to be a bad impact from Trump at all. I mean, obviously he's pro-crypto, so, you know, and he wants the economy to grow. So, yeah, there's that. Let's see here. All right. Sorry, Austin. Did you say you were looking at 220, 215? Yeah, somewhere in that ballpark. Yeah. Probably the 220 range, 220, 215, 220. And like I said, that's an aggressive. It doesn't fill. You just cancel your order. You know what I mean? And wait for the next one. You know, you could also put one at 225 again, you know, and say, okay, I want to fill $500 worth there or $100 worth there. And then if it comes down to 220, I want to put another $100 there. And if it comes down to 25, I mean, you could really do whatever your strategy is for it. You could do however you want. But yeah, if I'm going to look at this, I'm going to wait for this because usually we have another, when it's a major uncertainty in the market like this, Asia will wake up. We'll see probably another crazy event. So Remy, thanks so much for these €6. Go to Temu Coin, the best raccoon, amazing community and a lot of potential. Appreciate that a ton. Thank you very, very much for the donation to the channel. We love Austin. We're in a great place to leverage. Awesome, Austin. Hey, Austin, is there a chance it will go down more once institutions go down? Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think if we go back to this right here, I mean, did I do it on this chart or this chart? Yeah, so you can see right here, I mean, you know, this is not we broke past this level. This is going to be this level is going to get hard to get through. So, but, you know, previous numbers show us that we dropped roughly 6 to 7%. So, you know, you can even say, okay, well, I'll buy at 6%. So this already hit that 6%. So we might not actually get back to this 100,000 mark because we've already hit the 6%. You know, this actually needs to go up a little bit. So we actually might already hit the 6% on this, you know, 6 to 7%. So we might not come back down to this level where people bought this at 100,000. So people had buy orders in 100,000 waiting for those to get filled. Just join. What did I miss? Oh, just just markets going down because of good old Jerome Powell. But you know, this is very common here. The Dow is taking a massive tank, dude. $1,100 down. Dow tanks to 1,100 post 10 days. So it's the worst losing streak since 1974. 1,100 points down. Dang, dude. Merry Christmas, everyone. But this is just opportunities for a lot of people. Powell says central banks to be cautious on rate cuts. So yeah, that's a big reason why. I think you should speak on the dangers of trading and how many of these noobs will win statistically. Yeah, there's definitely dangers to trading. Oops, I clicked on the wrong one. I'll agree with Kev on that. There is definitely dangers of trading. And statistically, only about 5% of you are going to win. 5% of all of us are going to win in this bull run. You know, when it comes to people being able to sell their positions, I think it's like a 95% chance that like majority of people will hold their bags to the bottom. They'll hold their bags down. They won't actually make the money that they want. They'll hold a majority of this. So that statistically, it's definitely to win in this, you have to be on it, dude. So yeah, statistically, it's not there. I would agree with Kev on that. HB, thanks so much for the donation. Do you see XRP at $3? Yeah, I mean, eventually, yeah, long term, I definitely think that for sure. Yeah, without question, I think that. So, yeah, thanks so much for the donation there. Should I buy spot now, Austin, or will it go down? I think you should just. Yeah, I think you should average. I mean, I'm not. I said it might not even get back down to this level. That this opportunity might have already got passed up here at this 225. It might not get back down to this level. It's not that too far off where the fall was. I'm just saying that, you know, it's okay to put an aggressive buy order at this this 225 or 220 level if it were to dip back down there. So we'll see if this liquidation event keeps going off. We might have already hit the bottom of this liquidation event, which is good. Then we have a nice little bounce back up. So Moomster, thanks so much for the $5, dude. Traders sell 10,000 XRP for 100 RLUSD, losing 27,000. Oh my gosh, is that real? How did that even happen, dude? That's crazy, dude. That is nuts. How does that that must have been like a hack, bro. Thanks so much for the donation, Moonster. That's crazy, dude. I mean, I'm more of a Pepe guy right now than Shib, just because Shib was my last run last year. I think Pepe has a bigger opportunity right now, and as you can see, I mean, Pepe's down almost 12% right now. But I don't really. That's the only meme coin that I really actually buy in on. So, and I don't even day trade it. I just bought a long time ago and just held it. How do I withdraw back to my bank after I made a limit and change? Yeah, you just sell your position and then just transfer it to your bank. Late to the party, but dang that pal. Yeah, he knocked us down pretty good. So I will definitely agree with that. Yeah. The whole market going down from here, a bounce from here. Yeah, we'll bounce. We're gonna bounce back. It's gonna happen. It's just a matter of where the bottom is before we bounce back. The whole market, yeah, we're gonna be just fine. I've sat through an ADA bear in profits. You noobs should be buying and holding for a cycle or two. I think a lot of us held for, yeah, Kev, we've held for we've accumulated a lot, right, over the years. So we've held through the cycles. A lot of us that have been here, right, a little bit more seasoned. I'm not going to say I'm like 100% seasoned. I mean, you know, I don't know how many years in the industry makes you seasoned, but Polkadot's good. Anything in the top, I really like any cryptos in the top 100 for sure. I jump on. What do you mean only 5% win? Statistics show that only about 5 to 10% of the people here actually win, meaning that majority of the people will hold their bags to the bottom of the bear. So people will hold their money. They won't take their profits. They'll hold their money. Statistically, that's been shown over years and years and years, where there's only about 5% of the people that will actually sell. So, I mean, you know, you just take 1 million people. I mean, there's probably a lot more than that. Let's just say you take 10 million. Well, we'll just do easy math. I mean, so basically for every 100 people out there that are trading in this, only five of them are actually gonna sell their bags and make a major profit, and make a profit off their bag. And so, you know, keep going to take that 5% up on the large scale of things, right? I mean, if you have, I don't know how many people are actually trading in the market. I don't know how many people are actually trading overall. Let's just say that there's 10 million people that are trading. I mean, that's only like 500,000 people that are gonna win, but there's probably more than 10 million people. I mean, across the globe, there's probably, but when you really think about it, there's not that many people are gonna sell their bags, dude. That's just psychologically where it's at. I'm not the only one. That was data. They put I think it was like Cointelegraph or something put out that data. It wasn't me that made that up. They were interviewing. They did basically they did a poll, and it was like only 5% of the people actually won last bull run, which is kind of crazy. Adam, thanks so much for the $5, dude. How about that Santa rally, everyone? Well, this sets it up for a good Santa rally, right? I mean, in all reality, this is setting it up nicely, right? And a market dip to allow for the next levels to be created. I mean, I'm kind of setting it up kind of nicely if you look at it. So yeah, appreciate that $5, Adam. Your genuine opinion of XRP in some hours. I'm going to continue to watch this. We could see probably there could be potentially another dip here. Like I said, I would put if you want to enter, I would put a seller. I would put like a buy order somewhere aggressively in the 20s. And then if it dips further down, make sure you have enough to cover that, to where if it dips down to the 210 range, you have enough to cover that one, to average yourself out to about 215, and then watch the thing rise from there if we can. So, try to find a strategy that works for you. When are you buying again? I'm probably going to wait to see this out, because right now you can see we just hit right here on the 4 hour. We went well below the 20 level on the RSI. The 12 hour is showing that we're 12 hours showing that we're on the downturn here. So we probably won't have a bounce back until maybe tonight. 16 will probably maybe hit down through here and make a decision. We probably may be able to make a decision until, I don't know. This could drop down. We could be in Thursday before we even see what we want to do there. Day charts, kind of bouncing back around here. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. I honestly don't know yet. All the indicators are saying to wait. For me personally, my indicators that are telling me I'm waiting for this to go down further. And if it doesn't, then it's okay. But the indicators right now are saying this is on a decline. You have to watch these every hour to 4 hours to see what the indicators are telling you. But in the indicators right now, I'm waiting. Nicholas, thanks so much for the $5. Appreciate that a ton. Double top on ETH hourly and also daily with March. Oh yeah, you're saying there's a double top on ETH. We can take a look. Yeah, you're saying right here, boom, boom. Yeah, but we're still in a pot. The channel. They still haven't broke the channel. If you actually draw a channel up here, it's still a bullish channel. So I don't know if the double top's really going to matter. I mean, anytime we have a major selling, this is going to pull back. We're going to eventually, ETH is going to come back to like 3.8, somewhere in this ballpark, 3.8 to 3.9. It's going to hit back in there on some buy pressure. It's going to fill the gap which was created here, and then it could come back down. But there will be this gap will get filled at some point. And yes, I did say this gap will get filled. But thanks again for the $5. That looks like a W. That looks like a win. That looks like a W for the win. Which project would you recommend? We're stuck on the ISOs, Brownie. Will the market bounce till Christmas? I mean, yeah, hopefully we have a good old, Christmas boom. The Christmas rally, dude. We have it every 4 years. Austin, there is usually a double dip. Expect a further pullback. Yeah, that's what we're saying right here. You can see there's another dip right here. So if you look at the trends, there's a dip right here. There's another dip on this last downturn. You see the dips right there. We can go to you had a nice little double dip right here on this one. This is ETH right here, but Bitcoin's has a different, you can see there's a dip. We had a dip right here. Well, let me go to this one. I had the charts out for this one. You got a dip right there. Boom. You had a dip right there, double dip. And so there's this one that's probably going to have another little double dip. If you look at previous trends, right? So that's what you're talking about, right, Patrick? Does the liquidation event change your thoughts on XRP reaching $5? No, dude. You need to create new lows to create new highs, just like you need to create new highs to create new lows. It's part of trading day, part of the trading game. You only lose if you sell. True. unless you're in meme coins. You better just sell. You're gonna continue to lose. Unless if you're in established meme coins, I agree with that. But if it's like other things, probably not. When you sell your USD, how long does it take you to withdraw on Coinbase? I think I get it within a day. My Coinbase withdrawals are pretty quick. Think a great time to buy XRP. Yeah, put those buy orders in, somewhere, put an aggressive buy order in if you wanted to get into it. Why did Powell do us like this? He does it like the dude. He does this to us all the time. This is I was expecting this to happen. Me just like let me see this real quick. Yeah. Is a ski mask dog a good established meme coin? I have no idea, dude. I suck at buying the lows on my second bag. Good grief, help me. Yeah, I just gotta set your just gotta be, I guess we keep saying, be a little aggressive with your buy orders, just you try to anticipate, like, and if they don't get filled, they don't get filled. It just sits there, let it sort of sit there, marinate a little bit. Powell's revenge tour. Fed said they can't not buy Bitcoin. Yeah, I think that will change. Right now, yeah, they definitely can't. Is it still a pretty pennant flag pattern? Not gonna lie, it still is. Yeah, it still looks good. He's talking about XRP. I mean, it still looks good, right? I mean, that's still within the realm of bull flag right there. Nothing has indicated that that's not bullish. A 1.5K is a hard loss when you're new. Yeah, it is a hard loss. That is a hard loss. That's a hard loss even if you're not new, dude. 1.5K. But it's only a 1.5K loss if you sell your position. There usually is a bounce back after this effect. So Melodis, thanks so much for the $5, dude. Guess what? Your XRP will hit $3 and 5. I cashed out at 2.6, bought back at 2.30. With what was left after paying off my truck from profits, dude, that's awesome. Heck yeah, dude, there's a good opportunity to make money, man. So yeah, kudos to you for doing that. That's fantastic, dude. Thank you so much for the $5 donation too. I think ETH's gonna sit. Yeah, ETH will probably sit around. It'll definitely probably be around. I said it would be like 8 to 10K. ETH will continue to grow. How'd you learn so much about crypto and knowledge of reading charts? What's your degree, if you have one? I got a bachelor's and master's in risk mitigation, risk management. So, yeah, basically, I was just a risk analyst for some pretty large corporations. So that's all I did was just manage risk. Look at trends, look at basically injury data, claims, that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's kind of what my background is. Like I said, it doesn't translate to the charting. I mean, it translates to, being able to read graphs, being able to read trends in graphs and data, but I mean, I'm not perfect when it comes to doing these, this grafting on these things. And I've just been in the space, listening, reading. I'm not perfect. I'll tell you that. I'm not perfect, dude. Trust me. So I appreciate it, but yeah. That's all I do. I just review trends. Marathon stream. I think I'm just here streaming right now. We've been on here for almost 3.5 hours. So I appreciate everyone being here. We have roughly 2,272 people in here watching on YouTube. We got 380 people on X, and we got roughly 500 people in here on TikTok. Thank you guys so much. If you don't know, I am over on YouTube. You can click right here, go over to the YouTube side, which is where I graph everything, have everything over here to talk about. Sorry, I don't seem like I'm talking to you guys as much, just because there's roughly 2,300 people over here, and it's hard to get through all the channels. But if you want to, that's where I'm at, and I do appreciate everyone being here on TikTok, kicking it with me. So I'm sorry. Thanks so much for the $10. Which gap we fill in Austin? Please tell me. Just look up fair value gap. That's what we're filling. Appreciate the $10. I don't even know what that equates to. Thank you so much for the donation. Really appreciate that. What is risk in college and business? Yeah. Basically, just a risk manager is really what it comes down to. I've been playing around. You pay on all sales, offset with losses according to your income bracket. You could, yeah. Austin works for the government, then learned that the secrets, and now he's a quadrillionaire. Touche. Yeah. OSHA snitched. Yeah, if you guys don't know, I worked for yeah. So that's really where that's really where I got my my footing out of college was I worked for OSHA. And then after I worked there for OSHA for a while, I went and worked for a private industry, working for some Fortune 500 companies locally around the area for risk mitigation. Just traded back in stablecoin rather than cashing out. Austin can't teach you how to hit every high and low, but he is teaching you how to grow your bags over time. Oh, I appreciate that, Henry. Yeah, thank you. I try, like I said, I just all I try to do is just look for trends, try to match those trends, see where I can put my money in on those trends. Sometimes those trends hit, sometimes they don't. No different than in when you're managing risk. You know, all you're trying to do is manage patterns, behavior, and that's really what you're analyzing. Outside of that, that's pretty much what it is. And so you try to manage those behaviors, you try to manage those trends to then avoid those trends in the future, and or if there are positive trends, you want to then match those positive trends. So that's kind of what it is. Austin worked for CZ, Michael Saylor, Brad Garlandhouse, and Satoshi. He was their landscaper, but yeah, and on top of that, yes, I did mow their lawns too. I did mow lawns. I've been through it all, man. I've been through the thick and thin, man. I've been through it all. Time to buy XRP. You know, I'm still, like I said, I put aggressive order in the 20s. Just got a little, something hit me wrong on that drink. XRP was crashing today. Yeah, it is. Any recommendation I'm buying into right now? I'm just sitting here. Usually we have another little, you know, I just put some aggressive buy orders in with XRP and HBAR again. And those are the ones I'm really focused on. So yeah, we'll see if they hit. Austin Live, he's been right on trends every time I've watched. Oh, that's cool. Thank you so much. Thank you, Michaela. Oh crap. Just one sec. I got my daughter's school calling me. So just that's always fun. It's always fun getting calls from the school. Oh man. Sorry about that. She skipped school to watch dad. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. So where can I spell Pokemon? This is the bull market way too strong this cycle. All tapped out at the moment. I'm holding XRP XLM. Yeah, you can get tapped out really quick. So I think it'll probably head it back up now at 250. Yeah, we'll see. It's starting to have a positive trend right now. Like I said, this is good. You know what I mean? Yeah, anyone that got, like I said, these levels could already got hit at this 225 marker right here. Like we're saying 20%, which is at 220, which is where I put my buy if it comes back down. I didn't actually play the game, but yeah, if it comes back down, we'll hit at the 220 marker. But yeah, this 225 that might be the lowest it hits. You know what I mean? Same with Bitcoin right here. Bitcoin's coming back up a little bit, and that 100 level right there might have already got hit on this dip right here. So you can see that's about a 7%. So it already maybe got filled. Like we might not go lower than that. You're right. That might not happen. So anyone on the sidelines that didn't have a buy order in will miss this next rally. They'll just hold on to their long-term bag and look for the next pump. So hi, Oz, new trader. I see your YouTuber having the charts and being able to draw lines in the 1 minute candles, which is, yeah, definitely don't use 1 minute. You want to stick to like the 5. You want to stick to like the 4 hour. Look at the 4 hour, dude. But I'm gonna be on here for about 2 more minutes, guys. It's gonna be about 3.5 hours streaming. I gotta get some food in me. What do you think about XRP's highest will be? Dude, I'm hoping it gets into the $1 range. So Austin's my financial advisor. Don't say that. 1 minute will drive you insane. Yeah, definitely don't look at the 1 minute on your charts, please. Please do not do that. Oh man. Yeah, I did see that, dude. Yeah, sorry. My buddy just texted me saying, obviously you guys know I just told you guys I was in risk mitigation. I'm in that kind of stuff. I just got a text saying, I saw this morning when it came through with the CDC saying that we had the first confirmed bird flu. Go figure, right? Go figure. We had the first confirmed bird flu case, severe case in the United States. So, gosh, man. Yeah, it came out yesterday. Just to let everyone know, the CDC published it today, but the news came out yesterday. Out of a British Columbia and now into Washington State. So, yeah, anyone here in Washington, dude, we're going to be in for one. So yeah, just be careful out there. We got another little thing going to be rallying up here towards the end of the year. So not to bring that into this, but I just want to let you guys know that's on the verge. So. Austin is my fashion guru since I bought a black hoodie. Heck yeah, dude. Buy that black hoodie. Black hoodie all day long. But yeah, geez, there goes chicken egg prices. Dude, we've already been battling egg prices. Gosh. But yeah, with all that, guys, I appreciate everyone being here today. Thank you very much for hanging out with me on this this crazy day of liquidation. Great buying opportunities. We're going to see where this actually goes. Honestly, I think this is good, right? We need to create another low to create another high. We're still on a very, very good trend line when it comes to even Bitcoin. We can see right here, we're still within the channels. Looks really good. XRP is going back up right now. Could it take another dip? Maybe. We'll see. Let's put your buy orders in, see where you can actually have a good entry point. Maybe we already hit our low at 225. But we'll see what happens here, and we'll continue to build and go from there. And like I said, I appreciate everyone being here. Appreciate each and every one of you for all the donations, for just everything, all the love and support of this community. It's growing every day. We finally reached, I did see that Seiko put this up here, and I forgot to say it, dude. We finally reached 74,000 subscribers. Right now we're at 74,237 at the time of this filming. And I couldn't be more grateful than that. You guys are all amazing, amazing people. And the members have almost reached 1,800 paid members on the channel. So 1,800 paid members on the channel by the A-team. You guys are honestly the fastest growing, best community in the crypto space. And I couldn't be more appreciative to be here for it. So with all that, thank you guys so much. I might be back on tonight. I will not be back on tonight. I'll be going Christmas shopping with my mom. So with all that, I love you guys a ton. We'll be back here tomorrow, 10 p.m. Oh, crap. I won't be here tomorrow, dude. I got to make it up to you guys somehow. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll put it on Twitter. So with all that, love you guys a ton. Thank you guys so much. Peace out.